Hurt in a car? Call our sponsor, William Matar. 844-444-4444. With a focus on motor vehicle accidents, the team at William Matar has handled thousands of cases like yours. Let them help you get the money you deserve after a motor vehicle accident. Rideshare, truck, motorcycle, car, only call William Matar. 844-444-4444. Welcome back to another episode of the Sabre Report podcast. My name is Jonah.
I'm Christian.
And I'm JP.
Your eyes do not deceive you. We are recording for the second time this week. And second time in 2 days. Welcome to the first episode of the Jarmo Kekäläinen era. How does it feel? How are we feeling 2 days? This is day 3 of his tenure as GM. He hasn't done anything yet, so like he should,
Yes,
not looking great.
He sent down Roseanne.
And that's it. Not a great start.
Well, I'm just here thinking it kind of feels the same, but not really. It won't feel different until something actually is done. Rumors are flying around right now, so you never know when that could happen. It just feels refreshing to have a different guy.
There was one player on the team who was super happy that we had a new GM. And that was our captain.
Rasmus was straight cheesing throughout. Was it Fairburn? Fairburn was like, Rasmus Dahlin was notably upbeat at practice today. I'm like, man, maybe he did really not like him.
He's like, oh man,
his
maybe
5 years as
change now.
His 5 years as GM, his best addition was Jason Zucker or Ryan McLeod.
Josh Doan.
Traded away all his friends.
Yeah. He traded away everyone that he was, quote, mentored in his rookie year.
I was thinking about that, how his contract negotiation from a few summers ago, it wasn't cut and dry. We heard it was supposed to be done like the day he became eligible to sign it on July 1st, and it didn't finish until July, I think. Or not July, September, I think. So, I don't know. Were toes stepped on in that negotiation? I don't know.
Could be similar with the Alex Tuck situation. Maybe a fresh face in there will get things moving along a little bit,
Doesn't sound like it.
I can't believe he got fired and he was just like, hey, Dregs, this is what Alex Tuck wants. See you later.
I mean, insiders are good at their job in terms of, especially somebody like Dreger. Like, he's professional. He's not going to say that the GM told him that directly unless he was given the ultimate clearance. Adams was like, no, you can straight quote me on this. He wants a little bit more than Kempe. That is... It's a pettiness and a level of hating that I kind of aspire to that. That's kind of baller. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that I think Friedman was the one who said Kevin Adams always kept all the media and insiders at an arm's length, and as soon as he got fired, he's like, "All right, guys, this is what I got. This is the information I got."
Pulls back the entire curtain. Yeah, I hope he goes on like a whole press tour, just revealing random stuff that he could and couldn't do.
It's going to be weird seeing him
too.
in like a different role, like at some point, just like, hanging around doing something.
Yeah, I just want to see, whoever gets their hands on him for an interview first. I just want to see what that exit, what he has to say about everything. Is it like when Ralph Kruger got fired or like when Don Granato got fired, it was very like basic goodbyes and everything. Nothing too much to dig your teeth into. I would be interested to hear what somebody as closed off as Adams maybe had to say about everything that went down. But here we are now. Jarmo Kekäläinen is here. He spoke to the media. When we recorded last, it was in the wake of the firing itself. We had not heard from him that day. I don't even know if he was in the country on Monday, given to what he was attending back in Finland. But we'll start with that. Jarmo Kekäläinen, introduced as the 10th GM in Buffalo Sabres franchise history on Tuesday. Overall thoughts and impressions about what he had to say to the media that day.
He's very straight to the point. No bullshit kind of guy, it seems like. I don't think he was rambling on or just trying to be a media darling like I felt like Kevin Adams was sometimes. He was just very straight to the point, and I think it was a little refreshing to hear. And I also like before he took any questions, he said how he wants to establish the culture and everything. That was nice to hear too.
I think for me, it's he said all the things that a professional GM would say. He said all the right things. I thought it was pretty cut and dry. I'm kind of more in believe it when I see it mode. Kevin Adams did talk about establishing a culture and trying to build something, and having guys extended here and playing a majority of their careers here, and you've heard it all before, and we say it'll be different, but I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I'll say.
There was a lot of discussion about how he approached the whole drought question, about just addressing the fact that they are in a 14-year playoff drought, possibly going on 15. There was a lot of discourse about how he said it, in terms of he told the players to just, basically forget about it. It's not on them, it's not on him. Just don't let it get to you. There were some people that maybe thought it should have been more of a, and this goes towards what he was talking about, from now till the end of the season. How all in should he be on a team that is 500, not within arm's reach of the playoff race, but is a couple of wins here or there from getting themselves into a playoff spot. What did you think about his approach to the whole, just how the drought should be approached?
I didn't have any issue with what he said at all. I know there's a lot of people out there, or at least some fans out there, who are making it more of an issue, and they're taking more offense to the fact that they feel like they're just kind of brushing it under the rug as an organization. But then I feel like I hear some of the same fans also complain and bitch that Kevin Adams patronized the fans and be like, oh, I feel bad for the fans. They're living through this drought and stuff. It's like, I get it. You're more or less acknowledging it in a negative light, as you should, because it is a long playoff drought. But I liked the way he articulated, saying that it's not on the players, it's not on him. This is something that's been going on for a long time, and they're here to they're here to fix the losing culture. And another reason I was completely fine with the way he stated that stuff is that over the past few years, it seems as though this playoff drought with this fan base has kind of bled into the play. Kyle Oposo was basically about to hold a mutiny on the team because the fans were booing them, and there were a lot of the 14-year playoff drought came up, and it clearly affected the locker room. So I like the reassurance from Kekäläinen, telling the players that it's hey, got to start fresh. This is not on you guys. This drought was here long before you were here. We need to move forward, and we need to take it one win at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else he's supposed to say.
Well, I think
right.
it was some of the. I think that what some of the WGR guys were saying was when Bean and McDermott got here, they were 17 years in, and I think the quote that they used was, "We own it." They kind of brought it on themselves. So it's kind of that juxtaposition. Which do you prefer? And in the Bills' case, they said, "We own it," and then they ended the freaking drought in year one. So there's a little bit of that to it. It's they owned it, and they ended it right away. And then you got the Sabres who, Kevin Adams said it's not on the players and things like that the past few seasons, and this drought has persisted. So I think it's kind of that. I think an unfair framing of it, but I just want to play a little bit of devil's advocate for the other side because I know that's what one of the main comparisons was.
I mean, I don't know what else he's really. I mean, I guess he could say that, but I don't know. At the same time, like if it was me as a player on that team, like I wouldn't want to be thinking about the 14-year playoff drought every day. It would just make you miserable. Like Josh Stone and Michael Kessering traded here. It's not their fault that they got moved on to a team who's been on a 14-year playoff drought. Like the fans should obviously understandably be frustrated, and the booing isn't always directed at the players. It's more just at the organization itself. But I mean, I was fine with Jarmo's response to it. He just told them, just play your game, you know? Like, that's all you got to do. Like, you can't be thinking too much out there about what the overall, you know, issue at hand is that we're in a 14-year playoff drought. Just play your game, and the results will speak for themselves.
I'm also going to, speaking of the booing, I'm also going to play devil's advocate for the organization a little bit. Like, at the games, man, like, sometimes the booing, it's like, some of you, just relax, sit down. It's like at the end of the first period on a Tuesday night in the middle of October. Like, just every single team in the entire league, unless you're the Colorado Avalanche, are going to go through losing games and such. And I get 14-year playoff drought. The fans are fed up. I'm fed up myself. But it's like, oh my God, like sometimes I'm just sitting in the arena and I look around and like I hear the one person that starts the booing. I'm like, dude, just chill out, please. A little bit, just a little bit.
I feel like this happens for
honestly,
any
it's getting
team,
annoying
in professional sports. This happens for the Bills sometimes. They'll go into halftime,
Yeah,
they're having a
course.
shitty half, they get booed. If they're having a shitty half, like, you kind of deserve it. Like, if you have a bad period, fans are going to let you know. Like, deal with it. Have some tough skin.
Maybe I'm just too nice. I don't know.
I mean, I know what you mean. Sometimes it is a lot, but, like, it is what it is. The fans have an opinion.
Maybe I've just been to too many games where they boo. And I'm just like, God, like every time I come to this place, somebody boos.
Yeah, and well, it does happen a lot. But at the same time, whenever they're playing good, the cheering is always there. Like the fans are just, we're a passionate fan base in the
True.
midst of a 14-year playoff drought. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought it was
agree.
refreshing for hearing what Jarmo, some of the stuff he was saying. He just seemed straight to the point. Wants to make some changes. Said we're going to evaluate everybody in the organization. Sounds like coaching changes might happen.
He
front
would
office
not,
changes.
in that press conference and in his interview with WGR on Tuesday, or I think it was today, he would not commit to any parts of the coaching staff. 0 parts. Not even Lindy. None of them. Good. Which I thought was interesting. Even the players. He didn't name a single player by name. He got asked what he thinks of the core, and he said he spoke to them. Like he said he spoke to the core leadership group, and then he said I won't say their names, but they know who they are. And then he did speak to the entire team, but I don't think he name dropped a single person in the organization. You know, he aside from Terry Pegula, he was kind of on his own island throughout that presser, and is coming to this job, I think, with an outsider's perspective as somebody with 0 ties to most of what has transpired over the past few years.
And he said that he has some ideas on what he already wants to do. Like, at least he has been here for 8 months. He knows what's going on. He's been following the team, and even if he's not as much been with the team, he's been following it. So he knows, at least in his own mind, he thinks he knows how to fix this. So he's going to make some decisions, and I think they could very well happen soon.
I think the big quote that everybody was circling was the full autonomy quote, where inevitably, I forget who asked the question, was asking him about resources and money and spending to the cap, which is something that Kevin Adams was asked very often because those resources were usually never fully realized. And Kekäläinen has said he has been given full autonomy over the entire hockey department, and that he has every resource that he needs. And I thought the interesting part that he worded it as was, to eliminate any excuses of the opposite being true, of them not having the resources necessary. And I think did he say spending to the cap? Something along those lines? The eliminate excuses part was very interesting. Like, he's heard the noise. I think when he joined the team, or I think it was before he joined the team, remember when he started following random people on Sabres Twitter? I think he heard some of the noise or the complaints about the cap utilization, and I think the eliminate any excuses part was very, very reflective of that.
All you got to do is give Jordan Greenway a $4 million raise, and we are at the cap, baby.
Do you take him at his word? Do you really believe him?
I will until he does something to prove me wrong. I feel like it's the
so
right
much for
thing.
believe it when I'll see it.
I'm talking about. Well, listen, I believe in the statements he's giving, but I said, like, establishing a culture and a winning team, I will believe when I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like some of these comments are interesting too. Like, he's saying all of this stuff, and I think he means it, but it is the middle of the season. It's kind of hard to change everything that was already done this past offseason with the past GM. So it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates this year.
Right, and it's also
especially
interesting because
for me, for the coaching staff. Like, usually you don't make significant changes to the coaching staff in year unless, you're firing the head coach. You don't usually get rid of the whole staff, or even if a head coach is fired, you usually don't bring in another head coach. It's just like, okay, Seth Appert's going to be the interim head coach for the rest of the year, where there's rumors that there's other coaches. Like, the Tortorella thing was kind of going around. I don't even know if that's serious, but it's just going to be interesting for me to see how Jarmo actually treats this, considering it's in the middle of the season, and he can't undo what was already done this offseason.
It's rare it happens in season. It's even rarer for a team that's still winning hockey games and still trying to make the playoffs. And if this had happened this time last year, and I know contract details would be different, Lindy would still have another whole year and a half on his deal. But like, if this happened in a situation like last year, where the team is like, they're done by this point last year, I think by now they were 8 games into the losing streak. Like, they were basically out of the race. I know they still had another 5 games to lose, but it was quickly becoming clear the team was not going to make the playoffs. And if this team was at a similar point, then yeah, you could look for the Lindy Ruff successor. In the short term, you could can the coaching staff, make some changes in hockey ops, trade some players that you had no hand in acquiring. But yeah, now that we're in this spot where I think people are walking into Thursday, I think, ready to cheer for a team that can make the playoffs. And like, this team still is decently far away, but it's like perception is so positive right now. The vibes are so high, and it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates that. I also think with the coaching staff question, it's just gonna be interesting to see how he looks at a staff that still has guys that were hired from when Kruger was around. Right? Like, I wonder how he looks at that. Right? And then even just when you get to the roster, I was, in the days since Adams has been fired, it's really interesting to hear like the breakdown of, what changed. Listening to guys like Friedman and Merrick, even Saravalli, and I thought Chad's whole take on the process was really interesting, and just the theme of too many cooks in the kitchen coming to the forefront. And I just had this thought in my head. What was a Kevin Adams guy? Did they have any characteristics about them?
Dog.
Was it, though? I think the only characteristic is they want to play in Buffalo. But I feel like even by the end, we got past that. Like, he stopped saying that. Like, the team just had sort of no direction. Like, there aren't Adams guys on this team. There's Kruger guys. There's Granado guys. There's Lindy Ruff guys. There's, you could even say, like, Seth Appert guys. It's just he is not coming. Like, when Botterill came in.
He's like a delegator.
When Botterill came in 2017, what was the first trade he made? It was Ennis and Ennis and why am I blanking? Who the hell? Ennis and Foligno for Scandella and Pominville. Like, that was his stamp. You know, Ennis had been, you know, Ennis wasn't a Murray guy, but he was one of the top players on the team when Murray was GM, and then obviously with Foligno, sort of the same thing. Like, that was his stamp on the roster to bring in Scandella and Pominville. Like, it's, you wonder, he just has so many pillars from, like, different eras at this point. Like, yeah, like Mike Bales was hired in friggin' 2019. You've still got Matt Ellis around. You've got, you still got Marty Wolford around, a Granado guy. You got, like, it's very, very intriguing to see, to really take a step back, I think, and, like, reflect on, like, what exactly was built here. And it's something we talked about last episode, how there wasn't, once you started appeasing each department, it's like, you want to do that. Like, you want to make people feel heard. But if Kevin Adams doesn't have a vision of the team, then you're just like, it's like, you ever been to, like, one of those Lego stores where it's like, it's just one of those big boxes of random pieces. It could be from any set, and it's like you're just grabbing random stuff, and you're hoping that it, like, builds to something cohesive. And I think that's, like, kind of the best way to describe the Kevin Adams teams that were being built. It was, you know, we hope this builds something. We have an idea of what we want it to be, but is it going to work? I don't know. And for the most part, it did not.
Quote, there was no plan. It sounds like a miscellaneous box of Legos to me. Just trying to build random stuff and hope it, you know, holds up. And it didn't. Shockingly, if you could believe it, it did not work out. After 5.5 years.
So, are you saying players like McLeod, Doan, Benson, those are more like people on his staff? Those are their guys versus, like, Adams? Like, those are the guys, like, I think of for Adams guys.
Like, what wasn't it? Like, but was it, though? But why? Because they were the best guys?
I think
those are, like, the three best players he acquired during his time here.
I feel like his I guess that's more of his better moves.
Like, what's Michael Kessler
driven? A need, right-handed defenseman. I don't even know.
That's a good way of putting it, honestly. Yeah, like, analytically driven. Like, who do you think was driving those decisions? Do we think it was Adams? I mean, maybe, but, like, I don't think there was ever a Kevin Adams guy. If Kyle Dubas ever acquired somebody for the Leafs, like, they were going to be a former Sioux Greyhound. Like, that's just kind of how it worked there. And I just don't think we ever had that description of a player. And it's just Kekäläinen's coming into a situation where he has stuff to pull the rug out from underneath from each department. You know, what does he think of a guy like Jordan Greenway that Don Granado back in the day was banging the table for? So
yeah, well, bleeds into the too many cooks in the kitchen thing. But I feel like if you're gonna use a comparison like Jason Botterill, I'm sure there were situations back then where it's like, oh, this was a Phil Housley guy, or this was a, you know, insert other scout at the time, probably fired by Kevin Adams in 2020. Besides the point. You know, for this person, but I feel like you could kind of nitpick that way a little bit, but I get what you're saying, because, I mean, when the quote out there of too many cooks in the kitchen comes up, we kind of been talking about that too for a long time. You know, the pieces are just starting to finally fall into place, you know. We question in the off season, it's like, why isn't he letting Lindy Ruff pick his own staff? And, why are we bringing this guy in? It seems a little interesting, and why are we shipping this guy out? And yeah, you got to have the GM at a certain point just needs to be like, I'm running this.
I think
I'm
like
gonna
the
build this the way
only
I want.
I think the only Kevin Adams guy description you could give is probably people or probably coaches. Like Matt Ellis was a Kevin Adams guy. He's still with the organization.
Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl.
That's the Kevin Adams guy.
There's no way he's surviving, right? Like there's no way Kekäläinen's going to look
think
up
he
and
does.
down.
I think he weirdly does.
Somebody asked him, and once we get to it in the mailbag, like what's up with him? Like we don't know. We don't know what responsibilities he was given. He could be scouting. He could be doing janitor duties. Like we have no clue what Adams assigned him to do.
What's Craig Anderson doing? I feel like I've seen him a few times, but
I know he was like doing stuff for them last year, but like yes, same thing. What does that look like?
are they just like stashing alums away in like a room somewhere?
I don't know.
You know who's a Kevin Adams guy?
Who's that?
Devin Levi.
Devin Levi was.
Yeah,
He was a Kevin
one of
Adams
the big
guy.
ones.
Yeah, that might be the only one. And it was a goalie, so that checks out. All right, we'll have a lot more to get into about like, theorizing what's next.
One other comment that he made,
Mhm.
and I think it was in his like little speech before he even got into it. He was saying how something along the lines of how we've lost games that we shouldn't have because we've taken nights off. Not maybe taken nights off, but we got
Overconfident, I think.
yeah. Yeah, he said overconfident, and I mean that one was interesting too because that I feel like he's not going to directly say that's directed at certain people or certain players, but that's definitely
It's a knock on leadership.
it's a knock on something. Yeah,
You've heard that
whether
from
it's
the players for
particular
years.
players or leadership.
You heard that from Tage against who did he say it? They played. Maybe it was when they got shut out by St. Louis at home or when they lost to Calgary at home. I think it was one of those games. And you heard it from Tage, and it's like, we've heard this for the last 3 or 4 years. We're like, somehow you guys get so overconfident and just take the foot off the gas. So, yeah, I mean, that's an indirect jab at leadership, and I'm sure that's something he discussed in his leadership meeting.
Are we done with this?
I mean, for now,
Completely.
we'll probably bring it up as the mailbag goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Or can we bring up the other person that attended the presser?
I told JP it was when you tune into the live stream, it's just an empty chair at first, and just like the way that he sat down,
He sat down. I audibly gasped. I was like,
yes.
Whoa! I was like, oh my god!
It was like a MCU cameo type. You know the one scene with it's the one Spider-Man movie in Captain America that he like walks into frame and is doing all like the detention like
is it the one where he sits
monologues?
down in the chair?
Yes, the one where he sits down in the chair. That's literally the way I perceived it. Very funny. Very funny. Did not expect him to be there. Once I saw that there was only one chair up at the podium, like when the press was tweeting out photos of that, I'm like, oh, he's not speaking.
I just don't know what the point of him going up there and making that silly little minute speech was for.
Well,
there was one.
The owner.
There was one interesting thing I thought, and like even the team tweeted about it. Just like Kekäläinen, his history of making big swings. It's like even Terry brought that up.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
thought
said
that
he's
part was
bold,
interesting.
he makes
Like he's
big
bold, he
moves.
makes big moves. I thought that part was interesting. Like even he's thinking about Kekäläinen in that light. Like he wants to see something bold done with this team. I think the last 5 years they have played it safe. That's what he's done. That's reflective of what Terry selected for this team. He picked his own guy, the guy with no experience, the guy with no he had never done something big before, and he didn't throughout his entire tenure. He didn't make a single big move. Like a huge, shocking sort of play.
Yeah.
And I think for him to say that is maybe it is a changing of the guard, and I think maybe that is reflective in getting Kekäläinen the full autonomy on the department. Like, maybe, just maybe,
Don't give me hope, man.
just maybe, the attitude is changing in that regard. That at least Kekäläinen will be given his shot to like do what he wants to do. Maybe.
Hey, Terry was at practice today too. Maybe
I thought that
I
was
saw
interesting.
I saw some people covering that, and they're like, "This I would not like
This has
to see
never
my
happened.
owner. I would not like to see my owner
See,
at
like,
practice."
and this is what I was thinking, right? Like, there's one shoe we're waiting for it to drop. You know, like, why else would you go to a practice? I think,
it just means more discussions are probably happening behind closed
but
doors.
like about what?
Nah,
What do you want to see on the ice? Who are you evaluating?
I just hope Terry's giving them another great speech in the locker room. Like, the answer's in the room, guys.
But walk with me here. You know, you evaluate management behind the scenes. You evaluate players during a game. What are you going to a practice to watch?
The coaching.
Coaching.
That was my first thought.
It's
Which could be good or bad.
It
It could
be. It could. It's a weird time right now. It is a very weird time.
It's very interesting that Lance was the one that said it in his 7 years of coverage. It never happened once. Like, why would it be today? Why would they have Laura there? I think given that there's one other big storyline we're waiting to see, I feel like it has to be connected somehow.
Did either of you watch the Lindy presser today?
Yeah, I did.
I saw like the cliff notes of it.
I didn't, but I thought I saw someone comment about it saying he kind of looked a little dejected. I mean, Christian, if you watch it, you could probably describe it better.
I mean, he looked.
I didn't think he looked dejected very much.
I saw the clip of it. I mean,
seemed like
he felt responsible for Adams not working out. You know, he said he let his GM down.
He seemed very like just his very deadpan type of talking. Just he didn't seem like overall on edge or nervous at all. It seemed like a normal press conference to me. Fielded questions about player injuries, and that was about it. I mean,
fair enough.
I guess you could take it as it is though. Like he definitely was apologetic for Adams, even though. I mean, Kevin Adams kind of cost himself his own job, but of course as the coach, and Lindy hired him as an assistant way back when. It's like I'm sure they're friends, so you got to.
I think we can acknowledge like last year should not have gone as bad as it did.
Right.
Like that roster was not that bad to be losing 13 games straight. That does fall on Lindy, I think, a lot of it. So yeah, I mean. Dejected is interesting. It's interesting that maybe somebody would have said that. I don't think the coaching really had to do... Like, I don't think they're going to fire him in the coming days. I don't think he would have stepped foot on the ice as head coach today if he was done.
It was strange that he walked out... correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be completely wrong. Wasn't he, not one of the first people on the ice? He kind of just came out a little bit after.
Yeah.
Also
took forever.
strange.
He took forever to get to the press conference as well.
That too, yeah. I was
Some
reading
people were
some of
yeah.
the comments,
which a lot of people might have
Funny.
missed. Like that stream was going
20 minutes.
Yeah, the regular, we're live with Lindy Ruff after practice. Like it went live, and then 20 minutes went by before he finally came
Everyone's
to
like-
field questions.
Someone commented, "What did you do to Lindy?"
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I think player movement, I have some ideas and theories, but I feel like coaching is like the easiest, not the easiest one, but like I feel like everybody's looking at that. And I feel like Terry being at practice today is just something. Was he there to deliver a message? Was he there to evaluate something? I don't know.
And here's another question. Do you want Terry to be at ice level evaluating coaches? Do you trust his evaluation process?
No.
Listen,
But
if it's one time, sure, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Stop by. Do not be there
Right.
every single day,
Right.
please, for the love of God.
And I think it's important to acknowledge, like, I think, listen, Terry's not getting any younger. And I think having Laura at more stuff, I think, is maybe a bit more of the process. We saw her this past spring at something. What was she at? It was something. Was she at the draft? Maybe. You're seeing her around more, as well. So I think getting her more involved, like seeing possibly your future owner of the team, is like it's important. Like getting them involved. I think Harrington said something as well. Like, is Matt the youngest one? I forget because he has more than two, and I think Laura was from before he married Kim.
Jesse, Laura, and Matt?
Is that the three? Is Matt the one? Yeah. Harrington said something like the youngest is involved with scouting and analytics, which is also very interesting as well.
He's Jessica, Kelly, Laura, and Matt. And I think Matt is the youngest. Yeah. And he said he's involved in like scouting and stuff.
Scouting and analytics, which is interesting as well. If it was just scouting, I'd be like, oh boy. Like he's an eye test guy. But analytics, that makes me, perk up a little bit. Like, was he a numbers guy at college or
how old
something?
Is
he? I don't know. I can tell you this: design was not his calling.
No, it was not.
No, it was not.
That's what I think of when I think of him.
No offense, was not a fan though. I don't know. He looks like he's in his 20s.
Could probably find it, right?
I'm trying.
Well, they said this. Remember, Chikrin went to high school with Matt. Remember that whole thing?
25 or 26 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If he went to high school with Chikrin, he's got to be in his mid-20s.
He's our age, basically.
Yeah.
Mine and Christian's age.
Yeah, Unk age.
That as well. I don't think Terry was at practice to, like, as more of like a transitional thing. I do think that going for the first time in however many years is more significant than just showing his children around. But I did want to acknowledge that. I think that's important.
Yeah,
so there's that.
It is good. I mean, he's in Buffalo. I'm sure he'll be here for these next two games at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Might even travel with the team on Sunday. So,
where are they headed?
New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, it's great that he's at least right now more in the public light because of everything that's going on. I think it would be nice if you could take some questions.
I do too. But
he's never gonna field questions again.
What are you gonna do? All right. I think that's all we got for the presser and what happened today. We're still waiting for other stuff to drop. Waiting for that big first Jarmo stamp of his tenure.
Hey, remember, like I said, they have another 3 days off next week. So I feel like if something
and the holiday trade freeze is coming up.
That's true. If something's actually going into action, it probably would be next week. And then if something doesn't happen next week, probably wait until the Olympic break.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's.
I do think it depends on team performance, which is maybe something that sucks if you're a person that wants to see action. But look, they're riding a 3-game win streak. I think if this turns into like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thing, then yeah, it's gonna be something you should probably let play out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they're off Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the 26th. So
I think it goes into effect the 21st.
The trade freeze?
I think so. I wouldn't expect him to make a trade immediately.
No.
Especially if like this head coaching stuff is going on. Like that's you could argue that's
generally runs from December 20th to December 28th.
Yeah.
I don't see a clear date right now.
Yes, it is.
20th to the 27th. This is from NHL directly, so 20th to 27th.
Okay. So yeah,
And obviously they have off. And there's also the World Juniors start on the 26th to the 5th.
mm-hmm.
So I guess we will get some decisions about that.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that all out of the way, I mean, we still got a lot more to talk about. We should probably bring up quickly, recap the end of the road trip. I know that feels like ancient history at this point. It feels like it happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, but we never really got the chance to discuss 4 Sabres games that went down. We won't talk about it too long. We still got a lot to get through. I don't think many people care to really talk about the road trip at this point. There's more pressing things at hand, but we should discuss it, right?
Yeah, I think we definitely. I mean, we're on a 3-game win streak for the first time this year.
For the first
we can't
time
just
all
ignore
season.
that.
It was not done in very straightforward fashion, I'll put it.
It never is. But they got the job done. I said during my weekly preview, you just got to win 3 out of 4. It wasn't a 3 out of 4 that I thought would have happened, but
No,
they still won
no.
3 out of 4.
When they lost to Calgary, I think, honestly, that might have been, we've been talking about what was the straw that broke the camel's back. That might have cost Adams his job as well. If Tim Graham was the one that mentioned they made up their minds going into Edmonton. So, pretty ugly loss, all things considered. And it did not spell well for the rest of the week. And I mean, that goddamn Edmonton game. I mean,
was almost very bad.
It was one of their best 2 periods of the season, especially given the fact second half of a back-to-back. Like they were in control of that game for 2 straight periods, and McDavid just decides that game is not over. 10 seconds into the third, scores a goal. They make it 3-2 like halfway through, and then with 1 second left.
When that third goal went in, I was like convinced. I was like, the hockey gods really aren't going to let us get a regulation win on the road this entire season. Like, what the hell is that?
I thought
With 2
at least
seconds left?
I thought at least the end of the road trip. I'm like, they're not winning a game. Like this
Yeah.
might actually, this could be it for Adams.
Mhm.
Before any of the reports came out, I was like, this. Oh my god. Very funny.
That was crazy, but a beautiful play to win that game. Ryan McLeod and Tuck. So
Yeah, I mean Ryan McLeod.
credit to them. They didn't give up.
Ryan McLeod went in, put McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard kind of on a string. It was very, very funny to see. Very hilarious game. Very unserious. And we get to Vancouver. Then guys start dropping like flies. Tuck, after scoring the overtime winner, I think had the flu. Same thing with Norris.
Yeah, bug going around.
Yeah.
Krebs is sick now. It's going around the locker room.
We get a new addition to the squad. Local boy, Trevor Kuntar. Very cool story. Actually played travel hockey against his brother when I was younger. So that was cool.
I played against him when I was younger.
Wow.
So, yeah, it is pretty cool.
You guys aspired to 2 very different levels.
Yeah, one of us actually became good at hockey. The other one's talking about hockey on a podcast. So
Talking about him.
yeah, talking about him. So yeah, very, very cool though.
Yeah. How many minutes did he play that night? He made the most of them.
No.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
a wrecking
scrappy.
ball. Yeah.
5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah. Those are some Geertsen minutes. But tough spot to be called upon. I mean, guy was playing college hockey, I think, a year ago, right? I think he was at either Boston or Boston University.
I thought he was down with the Bruins AHL team for some
Was
time.
he with them?
Yeah, he was.
All right, maybe it was
Pretty
2 years
sure.
ago. All right.
And he wasn't even supposed to play. I mean, Tuck was scratched like right before.
And Norris was in warm-ups.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, he wasn't even supposed to play that game. So,
Yeah.
it's cool that he got in. Yeah, he was with the Providence Bruins the past 2 years.
Past 2 years, yeah. That was a very funny lineup. Yeah, Josh Dunn on the second power play unit in that game. That fourth line was what? Dunn, Malenstein, and Kuntar. Was that the trio?
With Dunn as center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Very-
lineup.
Very funny team. It's no wonder that Quinn Hughes was done in Vancouver after that.
Yep. It's incredible how many times a team loses to the Sabres and something happens.
They make
Like, who just had a
they make
player...
organizational altering changes.
Yeah. One of the teams just had an all players meeting after losing to us. We get head coaches fired, and then Quinn
Stuart
Hughes
Skinner was traded,
Yeah. That's
right? I think he played that game.
That's a good question.
Maybe not. He might not have played that game, but he. No, what?
I'm checking.
I think he was. No, I think he was. I think he did play that night.
It was his second last game as
second
an
last
Oiler.
game. That's right.
He played. Yeah, he
Yeah.
played Thursday against Detroit, and then he got
Yep.
traded.
Yep. Yeah, very ugly win in Vancouver, but gritty. Alex Lyon coming back, getting his first full start. Colton Ellis picking up that concussion in Edmonton. It's very successful 2 games for him. 3 games for him.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see. Held on for that one, though, definitely. And then Seattle, last game of the road trip. Very, very tired squad, I think you could tell, but you get Oslin back in the lineup. Get some juice there. And very unremarkable, but the type of win. Very nice win to close out a road trip and get your first 3-game win streak of the season.
Yeah, I mean, he took care of business. Those last 2 games, honestly. I mean, Vancouver's obviously not doing good. They traded their best player. Then, I mean, Seattle's just a bottle team. They suck. So it was good. Good, we beat them.
Did you see their media scrum?
I mean, Lyon
Did you
played
see
great.
Did you see their media scrum last night? Seattle.
No.
So they've lost 9 of 10. So not a great stretch of hockey for them. Lane Lambert took questions, but the questions were read from a media member, and only the media member asked them.
That's great. Things are going great down there.
It's a North Korea style.
I was gonna say, you got
End
some
of
state
season.
propaganda happening over there.
It was like a beige wall with one TV with just like the logo on it, and he had like rapid fire 60 seconds questions, and then all right, see you later, walked away.
So yeah, 3 straight wins and very unexpected. I mean, like you said, took care of business against Vancouver and Seattle, even though I don't know, maybe might not even be able to argue they were the better team. I think the Seattle game they were the better team, but
Let's see what the deserved winometer says.
that never lies. Never.
Sunday against Seattle. Seattle was the better team.
There you
Just
go.
barely, though. It was pretty much even.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Yeah, I think that's a good way to categorize that game.
And then
They're such a low danger
other game.
chance team. They don't really get many scoring
No,
opportunities.
nobody scores for that team.
looks like Canucks were the better team, too.
Oh, they definitely were. They outshot us. They
definitely-
outshot them
they
like
shelled
like
us. Yeah.
the final shots like 32-16.
Oh, yeah, they...
Third period was pretty bad,
I was going to say it. There's maybe score effects.
which is why I don't understand why. Like, I'm hearing all this, like the 3 goalie rotation thing, and I'm hearing all this stuff about Lyon being the odd man out. I'm like, why? He's your best goalie. Why is
Hey,
he
Adams
the
got
odd
his
man
wish. Adams, he did not finish as a Sabres GM with a 3-goalie rotation.
out? How does he do it?
No, he's still in the roster, so I think still counts. He still counts against the cap.
Jarmo also said that he'll have to make a decision on that. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, I mean there was
obviously,
there was
he's gonna have
questions
to make
about that.
decisions. Yeah.
So I wanted to hold back on some of that stuff till we got through this. But yeah, I would call it a successful. I mean, 3-3 on the West Coast. I think it's not a success in a vacuum, but I think given how it started,
I was gonna say you start off 0-3 on the road trip, you'll take 3-3.
yeah, going 3-3 is not Not ideal, but not the end of the world. They put themselves in a good spot. They've got some momentum. They're getting healthier, something we didn't mention. Michael Kesselring back on the ice today, and Lindy Ruff said all intentions are he's good to go, so that's awesome. Yeah, this might be it. The time is now.
I would curb it on the healthier, though, because they're saying the sickness is still running through the locker room. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, Krebs was a no-show at practice today, but I think given how the team's been playing and how often we've talked about the under-the-hood stuff, it was nice to see them pick up some wins like this, like Vancouver, where it was nice to get a goalie performance that saved you for once.
We went through like a whole month without one of those.
I think it was like 2 months. I know it was Rosie. Rosie was saying like they haven't gotten a plus expected performance in a win since maybe it was November, but it's been a bit. It's been a bit. All right. So with that all out of the way, we told you last episode that we were going to do a mailbag if we ended up recording today, and we ended up doing so. So you guys sent in some questions, a lot of questions that we will get to and answer about the team. But before that, a message from our sponsor. If you're hurt in a car, call our sponsor, William Matar. 844-444-4444. With a focus on motor vehicle accidents, the team at William Matar has handled thousands of cases like yours. Let them help you get the money you deserve after a motor vehicle accident. Rideshare, truck, motorcycle, car, only. Call William Matar. 844-444-4444. So without further ado, why don't we just get right into it? Where should we start? Well, I brought up Rosie just now, and he left something
back
for us. That's right. The throne was always his.
I'm glad he's back.
So he wanted to know our thoughts on the defense. In particular, Power, and I think even more in particular, Connor Timmins. And there's been a lot of discourse about Timmins. But overall, thoughts on the defensive unit. You know, one thing we didn't bring up about that road trip, and Christian tweeted about it, Jacob Bryson. Now that Kesselring is back, it seems like he's the odd man out. What a few weeks it was for him, I think. I think him and Owen Power played pretty great.
Yeah. I swear, I mean it though. Like I feel like every time he has to step into the lineup in a larger capacity because of injury, I feel like he always puts up a pretty solid performance. I feel like a lot of the times it's when he's sparingly placed into like a game here and there is when you kind of see the rust. But I had no complaints. Ultimate glue guy. The ultimate glue guy. I know JP doesn't agree with me on this. I know he doesn't. But I think he's the ultimate glue guy. You just going to shake your head?
And no comment. He's a seventh defenseman. I don't. Doesn't really matter to me.
I feel like they're
But
going to
he did play.
Extend him again.
He was
Extend him again.
very unnoticeable, but in a good way. So I agree. I mean, he did have a road trip. I wasn't complaining about him at all. But I think the glaze is a little too much for a seventh defenseman.
He's coming. He's coming to the reunion.
He's going to be.
He's going
to be the 05
Doug
06
Janik,
night.
Game 7 legend. God.
Man, he almost saved us. It's not his fault, of course. It's not his fault. We'll
he
never say anything bad. He did what he had
loyalty.
to do.
You know, I've noticed over the last few weeks, the Power discourse has sort of stopped. I think it's because he is really beginning to pick up his play, I think him and Bryson, since they got put together, I mean, I know the numbers for them are really good as a pair. I didn't pull them up specifically for this, but I know they've been good. I think Power's RPM chart has been floated out there. It's really starting to produce good results. I think Power's playing better. I think it's noticeable. I just think the fact that it's quieter around him really says a lot. And I think, there's been talk about him. Like, I don't think this has been, I had a tweet a few weeks ago where, like, I don't think this is the same Owen Power that we saw his rookie season. And, players evolve and they change over time. So it's like, it's not like you should be wanting him to return to that. But I do think maybe, that game, him and Kesselring got put together. Like, they were all over the offensive zone. And I want to see more of that from him. I think the numbers are good, and I think that's encouraging. But I think from an eye test perspective, like, I want to see more of that. I want to see him and Kesselring, when they're put back together, cycling the puck and being a legitimate pair that hurts other teams. So, like, overall, like, I can't say we've done a lot of defending of Power this season, and I think the last few weeks have been a really good uptick for him. So I hope to see it continue.
It's definitely better. I still think it's probably overall a disappointing season so far from him, just because you're kind of seeing a lot of the same issues he had in the past. His defensive zone coverage, and then he's not the strongest on the puck. But he hasn't been paired with the guy who was supposed to be paired with this whole year. So I'm glad Kesselring is back, and knock on wood, hopefully he could stay healthy now. And I do think that pair is going to cook, because in the limited sample size, it did look very good. So,
yeah, I think the big thing with Power is that and it's low hanging fruit because it's been said so often. He just needs to evolve more in his physical game, just overall build, and he's got to use more of his frame. I really think that'll help out his defensive zone play more. It is a process. Might be taking longer than a lot of people think, and it's probably a good portion of why the discourse was so loud around him this season. But he's still much more important than a lot of people give him credit for. When he's not in the lineup and you bump Byram up into that, like, heavier minute workload that Power usually gets, it's very noticeable.
I do hope, I expect that once him and Kesselring are reunited, that he'll start putting up some more points. Because, right now he only has 8 points. Last year he had 40, so he's well behind pace. So I'm hoping that will get an uptick too, because I have seen some complaints about that. And that's probably a little more valid, because that's the thing he's supposed to be good at, is at least getting involved in the play, making nice passes, and his point production is definitely down. But he's also been, like, on and off the power play. Not that the power play is good, but I'm hoping that will have a little bit of an uptick in the upcoming weeks.
So what about Timmins? I feel like he has definitely had a down tick in play. Him and Bowen Byram have been on the ice for a lot of goals against since getting put together, and it doesn't seem like they're being split up anytime soon. This was a guy that, while the team was dumping off Connor Clifton, a second-round pick was moved to bring in Timmins. Overall thoughts on how his play has continued as time goes on here?
I don't think it's been anything that's really sunk the team over the past first third of the season.
Really?
I think it's more him playing with Byram. I think you need to move Byram back to Dahlin, because Dahlin could carry him, and move Samuelson back down to playing with Timmins. I don't think he's been playing as bad as a lot of people might be saying. He's had some lapses, but again, I feel like it's more of a pairing issue. And he's already a step above Connor Clifton. So in your sixth role, it's third pair defenseman, maybe your sixth defenseman, in more sheltered minutes against lower matchups. I think it works still.
My thoughts are that pair sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Bowen Byram cannot be the best defenseman on any pair he's on, and it's not going to be good. So Bowen Byram has to play with Dahlin, Samuelson, Kesselring, or Power for him to be good, and that pair just sucks. Obviously, Timmins hasn't been as good. Early season, he was pretty damn good when he was with Power. Now, obviously, he hasn't been, but that pair sucks. So I really haven't changed my opinion too much on him. I think he's better than Clifton. And that's
I agree.
all I can ask.
obviously, I think a hand in this is playing with Byram. It's from the second those two have been put together, it feels like that's when we started talking about Timmins a bit more. Now, I don't think he's a very good player. I think we saw the flashes of like the really bad turnovers, like the really questionable passes, and I think it's just highlighted when he's with someone who makes the equal amount of mistakes. Would you scratch him for Jacob Bryson right now?
Timmins is playing a lot of PK time.
Yeah,
and I don't think Bryson's played any PK time. So if there's
that's a good argument. I think it's a very fair argument.
I really don't like. I feel like Timmins is more of a guy like when I watch on a nightly basis, I don't really notice too often. He's kind of like a Bryson in that aspect, but yeah, he plays on the penalty kill, so
it's fair. He soaks a lot of shots.
That too, you need that. Definitely need that. They've had the back half of the road trip. They had a lot of blocked shots, especially in that Vancouver game.
All right. Let's get to a Jarmo question. I want to find. I know there was a trade one. Where is it? All right, we'll do it from a good friend of the show, JD Buffalo, from Twitter. As Jarmo looks to reset the culture and focus on characters, who are you guys? Who are the guys you see him moving on from quickly? So I think everybody's looking at like what's the first move? Like who does he move off of first?
It's kind of a tough question because you know he's bold, so it's almost like a matter of like you don't know what he's gonna do. It's like you don't know who's safe, who he might get a deal for. If you're asking me who I think he should be moving on from, I got 3 answers. Well, 4. I got 4 answers. UPL, Byram, Greenway, and Krebs. Those 4 have had their run. I think.
Interesting.
I'm
you're
more
leaving
than
out
happy
one
moving
name,
on.
I think.
Yeah, hold on.
Krebs, I don't think should be thrown in that. I think Quinn should be thrown in that.
I think Quinn is the
Quinn.
name.
Quinn. Yeah.
Quinn was the one that first came to mind for me.
Yeah, he seems like, the first Kevin Adams draft pick, the guy he committed to a multi-year deal. I've just been thinking of him as like maybe the perfect stamp to make on the team to maybe, claim yourself as like this is your team now.
Who's his comp? Like if you were gonna move him, what would you be looking
So
for?
I was thinking, I was thinking about like what. Maybe I didn't put it on. Somebody asked the question like, "What do you think the first move he makes is?" And it's like you can't predict it, but like I came up with an idea for a trade. So obviously we know that Igor Chinakhov asked for a trade in the offseason. He's been pretty good for Columbus. I think right now he's playing on their second line. And obviously we know that like this was a guy Jarmo drafted. I think he traded up to draft him, vouched for him. So like it's a guy he believed in once upon a time. So like the connections are there. And I had this idea come to mind. I'll run it by you. Jack Quinn, Isaac Rosean for Igor Chinakhov.
I would do that.
Here's the thing. Chinakhov did come to mind when it came to Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn is 3 times as many points as he does this year. Like Chinakhov is not this point producer that at least Jack Quinn does. I mean, Jack Quinn's highest point total was 39 last year. Chinakhov is 29, and that was 2 years ago. He had 15 points last year. I mean, if he was hurt,
very unethical 39 points.
Very unethical. Very unethical.
I mean,
I don't want to turn into this conversation, but like the advanced profiles are a bit different. I will leave it at that.
Fair enough. I just don't know if you're gonna have to add in something else for Chinakhov. I think it could literally just be a Quinn for
I
Chinakhov.
get. I don't know.
Chinakhov was scratched earlier in the year, and he's already been in trade conversations.
True, but I don't know. He's on Columbus' second line right now. Quinn's on the third. He's been scratched in the past too. I think he's more. How much is Chinikov making? I don't even know off the top of my head.
Uh, 2
2.1.
years, 2 year 4.2, so 2.1 a year. Yeah.
So yeah, so Quinn's making more. So
Yeah.
maybe they don't want to take on that money. It was an idea I just had. Like 2 Adams guys, right? Quinn, the first draft pick he made. Isaac Rosén, someone he has been around for a minute, hasn't amounted to much with the current team. Like, could be something, I think.
I agree with him going after Chinikov. I don't know if you'd have to add in Roseanne. That was my only contention.
I mean, if you really do, if you had to, would you do it? Like if you had to add Roseanne in? I mean, you kind of got a logjam here. You got to remember Kulik's
For me,
coming
it's
back.
like
Let's Danforth on this roster.
For me, it's kind of like let's just get this over with. You know,
Fair.
It's just they're not gonna like. He was a healthy scratch on the road trip, which we didn't really bring up. Like in that game in Seattle, he was a healthy scratch. Like he's not breaking onto this roster. I don't think Lindy's taken a liking to him as he has with Osland.
Yeah.
Our savior, Noah Osland.
So that was my trade for like a first move type thing. I think overall, you know, this goes back to the Adams conversation. You know, for so long, since the season started, like, did not want Kevin Adams making a move. Did not want him adding to this team. Didn't want him making a desperate play to like boost the team. Even if it was a good move, I just didn't like the principle of him adding to this team to like save his job. Now I'm a little bit more open to Kekäläinen like doing something to boost the lineup. You know, I don't think he's gonna get crazy, and I don't think he's gonna get crazy based on like, you know, the numerous quotes he had about sustainability and the goal is not to just make the playoffs, but I would be very much open to, I think, helping out the roster a little bit. You know,
something the previous GM really wasn't doing. It was more of like a
No.
no help is coming type of vibe. It's like they've won 3 straight. If they finish out the week strong, look to like reward the roster a little bit. Show that like, hey, this is throwing you a bone here. We believe in you guys. I feel like this is going to help us. Use it as a little bit of more of, you know, it's like an attaboy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get crazy, the Canucks have basically confirmed
There it is.
that they're ready to rebuild, so EP40.
Yep.
I knew
Want to
it was
get bold?
coming.
There you go.
That's
there's
what I
also-
thought Jonah was going to bring up.
There's other traders.
We have a question later that I
Phil
was going to bring him
Deneau,
up for.
Didn't he just request for a trade? Like there's.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming. He's got a wave.
I'm not. Yeah, I agree with that, but there's other trade rumors where.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so I found the person that did ask that question about a first move. It was from the Slashed Blades report on Twitter. They asked a series of questions, so I kind of just got lost in the shuffle. They did ask 2 others, both about the goaltending. The first of which, do you think Kekäläinen has a preference for his 2 goalies right now?
Wow, good question.
That's tough to say.
But he's seen it. He's seen how it's played out.
He has. I just feel
Gotta
like
be
he's
lying.
played his cards very close to the chest. I mean, we've heard him speak twice, I guess. Like if you count WGR, and then you count the introductory presser. I mean, you know,
He did.
they're going to move down to 2 goalies at some point.
He defended Ellis at the presser, his intro presser. Like he
That is
defended
true.
them. He defended them claiming him.
But the reporter kind of brought him up by name a little bit.
Yeah, and you could frame it as he's just defending the move. He's defending why it got to this point. It comes down to, I think, what he thinks of UPL. I think, and that's just going to take time to move, to create a market for him. I mean, maybe Jari and Skinner being moved makes it a little easier because there's goalie movement, but even that, like that was a goalie for goalie move,
Just
as
put him
opposed to
on waivers.
It's
as opposed to what you'd be thinking in terms of getting something back for Luukkonen. Speaking of Luukkonen, also from /Blaze Report, does UPL still deserve his shot at consistent playing time and a spot on the roster? Christian, I'll
my answer.
I'll
JP.
go to you.
You know my answer.
Consistent playing time? No. Lions been the most consistent.
Every time you see this guy go in, it's like, oh man, he should have had that one. Why was he so out of place? Damn, he's really deep in his net. Oh my gosh. Remember, what was the one goal that was scored on him? Was it the Philadelphia game where he was just like in no man's land when that puck went in?
He didn't play against Philly.
No, what game? I'm trying to think what game that was. Oh no, it was, who does Matt Dumba play for right now? It was the Matt Dumba goal.
Oh, who does he play for? No. Yeah, I remember.
It was the St. Louis game.
Does he play for St. Louis?
Hold on. He was like out of his net, and it did take a little bit of a deflection, I think, but he was just like a weird shot that he should have had.
He plays for the Penguins. Oh, so it was that game. It was that game in Pittsburgh
against Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that game in Pittsburgh, the night Thanksgiving Eve. Yep.
Yes, that was the game.
Yep.
Now I'm remembering. No, he does not deserve consistent playing time. They should be looking to trade him.
Okay. With that out of the way, moving on here. This one is from Grossi on Twitter. What is going on with Lindy or the coaching staff? I saw a video speculating that he's going to be promoted to president of hockey ops and that they have eyes on someone to be the head coach. Well, there was definitely theories going on around, like right before Kekäläinen was hired and Adams was fired, that like there was going to be this succession plan of like of Appert becomes the head coach and Lindy takes a spot in the organization. I don't know. I know there was that Paul Bisnack quote going around where he was talking about who the next coach was, and he was like, it's not Torts, they're looking at someone else, and then he was also told that Lindy was going to be promoted to POHO. But like that hasn't happened yet, so I think that's wrong too. My mind's kind of changed in the last few days. Like I kind of thought, given that we were under the impression Lindy kind of spearheaded this change, I'm actually weirdly under the impression that maybe Terry Pegula was more involved in it than maybe I thought, and maybe didn't have to be persuaded with as much. Like, I think Kekäläinen not making a commitment to the coaching staff is interesting because, well, if Lindy sort of made this decision, I feel like he would be able to choose whether or not he's sticking around. But I feel like now that Kekäläinen has the full autonomy, well, maybe Lindy is in a bit more quote-unquote danger. I don't think it's danger in terms of being fired. I think they just, like we all know, he's not coaching next year. And they have to find the next head coach. And it's better to start now. It's always better to start earlier for that instead of, losing out on other teams making that call first. Like, you have a head start, right? Like, your head coach is quote-unquote getting fired at the end of the season instead of the other teams that are going to do that. And it's like, if you want to go after, if Seth Appert's not the plan, which I don't really feel like he is, it doesn't feel like at this point in time.
No.
Like if he's not, and you're going after, like even if you're going after Tortorella, or even if you're taking a run at Pete DeBoer, or like a Jay Woodcroft or someone, or maybe one of the somebody coaching in juniors or in the NCAA. Like if you want to get that guy, you've got a head start on teams that haven't made that call yet.
Who's the Denver coach in the NCAA?
Is David Carl? Is that?
Yeah.
Is he the Denver guy? Like, yeah, like that's one that's been talked about. I mean, I think, didn't he make a commitment? Didn't he like sign an extension with them? Obviously, he was like slated to go to Chicago, and then that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, like he's one. Is Nate Lehman still coaching? Like I remember him from before they hired Granato. Nightingale's brother, obviously over at MSU. Like maybe that's something. It's either way, like those are all kind of high profile names that, like, if you're starting the search now, like that's only going to benefit you because you get first crack potentially. Assuming there's mutual interest with everybody.
Yeah. And to add to the Lindy rumors as to what's going to happen next with him, I do think he's going to end up in the front office at some point. I think I didn't hear anything about it being like president of hockey ops. I know that there was on the Chicklets podcast, Bissonnette was talking about he had a source saying that Lindy was getting moved to president of hockey ops. It wouldn't surprise me if that was to happen, but I don't have that source. I would say something more likely would be an advisory role.
I don't. I think like that immediately, like if he said he was going to president of hockey ops, like it would have happened. Like that's too big of a decision to not make right away.
Yeah.
Jarmo was asked about the president of hockey ops too. And
in the presser, yeah.
I thought his answer was interesting. I mean,
I thought it was
too. Just said Terry gave me full autonomy. It didn't sound like he was saying that someone's going to be above him. But I know it was being interpreted a different way by other people.
I kind of thought
the door open for it.
I thought he kept the door open because he was like, "We're going to choose a structure that works."
Yeah.
I thought that was like he could have. I feel like he could have kind of avoided addressing that, and he said, I was talking to you guys earlier in the week. Like I forgot John Davidson. He was with Columbus, hired Kekäläinen, but then he left the organization, and then was rehired as president of hockey ops over Kekäläinen in 2021. So that's a situation where we were talking about Shanahan last episode, and we were still wondering like, hey, did we feel more confident? And the answer was pretty much no, because we didn't see, like when Shanahan came to Toronto, he went to Toronto, he brought in Lou Lamoriello, like he did all that, and it's like if Kekäläinen's here first, is he gonna hire a boss? Like I don't know, which I still think it's more unlikely, but I think he did keep the door open. I did.
I honestly looked at it the other way because he even talked about how he's head of the hockey department and then Pete Goelli's head of the business side of it. Like I think he said that once or twice. To me, I interpret it as like he's the top guy and he's gonna be the top guy. And he said how Terry's given him full control of the hockey department, so I interpret it a different way.
He definitely kept it open for help. I think that, at the very least.
Well, I mean, he said he's evaluating everything, so.
Yeah. All right, moving on. This one is from Thomas Durlack on Twitter. Should changes be made to the coaching staff, who is available for assistant coaches? This one's assistant coaches.
Or weird.
Good answer.
Could be anyone.
Because it could be because you never. It could be a new connection. It could be old connections. Like people are always talking about. Like obviously James Patrick was with Lindy for a long time. Like people talking about how Jay McKee or who's the other coach? Jay McKee and someone else, former Sabre. Oh, who was it? I'm forgetting his name.
Not Rhett Warner.
No. Who is it? Hold on, I'll look it up. It's killing me. Who is it?
I think a lot of the coaching stuff, like if you're talking assistants, I think you can get more of an idea of who the assistants might be once you get a head coach named. So honestly, at this point in time, I do not think Lindy would be bringing in any new assistants himself, especially with his coaching tenure probably running out. They probably just let this play out, see what happens, and then just start completely fresh off a new slate. Mm-hmm. So once the new head coach comes in, then I think all the assistants and the goalie coach, all of them should be gone, every single one of them, and then you start fresh with a new slate of guys.
Yeah, it makes me. What if he's changing the coach? Like maybe this is a transition period. Then yeah, like it's gonna be. it would almost be pointless to like fire assistant coaches now to bring in a new staff for Lindy just to ride out the end of the season. Unless you're bringing up like, if you're bringing up like, hey, and this maybe it could happen. Like you just bring up the Rochester staff, like you bring up Leone, you bring up Vinny Prospel, like guys that probably are ready for a shot in the NHL. Like maybe you do that, just make it a full Amherst crew. But even then, that's like, I don't know. I mean, people are probably going to bring up Pekka again, even though he's chosen another organization. I don't know. Do they maybe, do they bring back, who did he work with in New Jersey? The former Amherst coach.
Oh,
Taylor.
my God.
Taylor, what was the first name?
Yeah. I wanted to say Zach Taylor, but that's the Bengals head coach. God, I'm such a casual.
Chris
I remember
Taylor.
them talking about it in the fire room.
Chris Taylor. Yeah. Is that Chris Taylor? Like, that'd be funny if he came back. I don't know. I don't know if obviously I want to see changes to the assistant staff, but I just don't know how likely that is. Like I feel like if you're making changes to the staff, you might as well do the whole thing. And that starts with the top, so it's like, what do they do with Lindy? I don't know. I wonder what they do. I wonder what the Olympic break looks like for them.
Mm-hmm. That would be the only time they really
like
could.
February. Dude, February is going to be such an interesting month. You've got the long break. As soon as you get back, you got the trade deadline coming up, so like that Tuck thing could be at the forefront. And then even then, I would assume Jarmo makes a few more trades just to like put his stamp on the roster. Like I would assume he does some sort of thing. February and into March is going to be a really interesting time, I think. I guess we'll see.
My assistant coach hot take is I'm not done with Seth Appert, but I am done with him being the power play coach. But I still feel like he's a good coach.
That's right.
He's still going to have... I feel like you keep him around, he'll still have his hooks.
It's always a good rule of thumb. If this guy sucks at one thing, you should give him a promotion.
I'm not saying you should promote him. I'm saying take him.
Well, you're going to
You
move him to
him away.
defense? His Amherst teams, they suck. They were not very good at that either.
You move him away from the power play. It's like I feel like you're still gonna have. He's still gonna have a hand in something. It's just not working.
You can only really go up
better
from
to
there.
cut bait.
There's no different responsibility from that. I guess maybe we just start a club in the press box, like him and Matt Ellis. It's like this long chain of failed power play coaches. They never get fired. They just go to the press box as development guys.
It's the new Robidas Island. You don't see him anymore, but they're still around somewhere.
Well, Thomas did have another part of his question. Would hiring Tortorella dissuade players from coming here? I think the answer is yes, but I also think it's 50-50. I feel like you might have just as many people being intrigued and buying in.
I think that's a good way of putting how people would, from what I've heard, how people feel about Tortorella as a head coaching candidate here in general. Like I feel like it's been either whoever I talk to or I hear from, they either absolutely hate the idea or they love the idea of it. There's no in between. There's no like, well,
it's just
we'll see.
it depends what you're aspiring
Very
to be.
polarizing.
Like he's the definition of a coach that does more with less, but he does less with more. Like we've seen that. He hasn't won a Stanley Cup since
2004.
I was 1 year old. Like that. I was a 1 year old. The last time he had a legitimate cup contender was a Kekäläinen team in 2019. They lost in the second round in 5 games? I think maybe 6 games.
They lost to the Bruins, and they were the eventual Eastern Conference champs, I guess.
Yeah, like if you go back to his time in Vancouver, that didn't end well either. He's just, I think, especially at this point, like I think he did pretty good work with the Flyers. Like that team was always a pain in the ass to play. They would have made the playoffs that one season, 23-24, I think it was. Like remember when the Capitals clinched on an empty netter while the game was tied?
Yeah.
Like they had like 780 goaltending the second half of the season because Carter Hart left the team for circumstances I can't seem to remember. and their next two goalies, it was like what, Sam Earson and someone else. Like that team would have made it, and he did really good work with an undermanned team. But like if you're aspiring to be what Kekäläinen wants to be, and that's a Stanley Cup team, do you really bring him in? He'll get you there.
Right.
He'll get you to the playoffs. He will, or he'll get you close. He'll get you to. You'll be a mid-'80s team.
I think we have a lot of players that aren't John Tortorella players, and that would be my concern. I think you have quite a few players that are players that he would really like. Doan, I think Benson, but
I'm terrified. I feel like he would fall in love with Peyton Krebs.
I mean, Lindy Ruff.
Although I guess it's true. It's like how much worse can
Wouldn't
it
be
get?
the first coach.
He is on the first line right now.
No, he's sick right now, so he's not on the first line, but he has been recently.
Yeah. Tyson Kozak is on the first line.
Yeah,
first line left winger, Tyson Kozak.
God, dude. I wonder I do genuinely wonder what Tortorella would think of Owen Power.
Well, I think of him if Jack Quinn's still on the team.
I don't think he tells
Thompson.
all of his. I don't think he tells
Tage
all of his.
Thompson's a big guy,
right? Like I think it's what does Tortorella do? Does he tell guys? Does he motivate them to be assholes on the ice? Does he motivate them to start, decapitating people, or is he just like you need to work your ass off type player? Does he change players' games to that degree? Like would he look at a guy like Owen Power and completely want to reform his game? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, so I feel like it's kind of a pointless conversation. Like I really don't think they're going to hire Tortorella. I don't think so. Kekäläinen fired him. Like he fired this guy once upon a time. He went through this with him. He saw how that team, the whole Patrick Laine stuff was, or not Laine stuff, the Pierre-Luc Dubois stuff. That was him and Laine. And then, Laine was a huge mismatch there. Like, it got to a point. So.
Jarmo's last head coach hire was Mike Babcock.
He's not making that mistake again. Thank God he didn't do that here. He made that mistake in Columbus.
I agree. But I'm just saying his last hiring was Mike Babcock, so I think that at least says something about how he wants the team to play, probably.
Babcock was never like... He was a great hockey coach. Like, he was. It's unfortunate he was a piece of shit person, right? Like, it's kind of the whole Quenneville conversation. Like, look at what he's doing with the Ducks. You might hate...
different circumstances.
Yeah, but, like, you hate the fact he's in the league. Some people probably do. I know some people are just as admit to be like, oh, he did nothing wrong. Not to get into that conversation. The point is, like, you might not like him. He's a great hockey coach. Like, he understands the game to a really good level. I think that's, that was sort of the charm of Babcock. This guy, he won a cup. He won a gold medal. He did basically everything. So, and listen, we don't know. Was it a Kekäläinen thing? Was it a John Davidson thing? Was it a Columbus ownership thing? I don't know. Either way, you just hope Kekäläinen's learned from that. So, we'll see what road he goes down with the coach whenever that decision is made. This one from Twitter, Grayson Schaefer. Is Eric Stahl the special assistant to the general manager for Jarmo, or is he now gone too?
Get him out of here before the 05-06
That's a funny question.
This guy was
honestly,
legitimately.
You think about it. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. He very well could be. He might. He probably still has that title.
This dude was hired, only because he was Kevin Adams' friend. That's basically it. And he just wants to break into the league. If he survives this, I will be shocked. There's no way. Even if it's a quiet cutting of ties.
Be a pretty short tenure too.
Yeah, he was hired in May. It's been 6 months.
That was it. Remember when we were terrified that was going to be the special advisor?
We've added Eric Stahl to our ranks. Dude.
Because I didn't think they were going to have the pull to get a Kekäläinen, to get a Ken Holland, and that's, I think, who talked about it? Was it maybe it was Pagnota, so like maybe you don't believe him, but like he said they reached out to Ken Holland, they reached out to Lou, like they said no. It's like to a degree, like that was true. There is probably an alternate universe out there where Eric Stahl was the only front office addition, and maybe he became the GM.
That would have been
in my nightmares. In my
Oh,
nightmares.
my
From
God.
0506 Kane to 0506 Kane.
If that happened, Jason Carmanos might as well just quit his career.
seriously like you give it to him before you hire another first time guy. Like, come on. Maybe he doesn't want it. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, this one is from the Boo Lin Wall. Top 3 head coaching candidates you would like if/when Ruff leaves. So we
Is
threw
it
around a
top
few
how-
names.
Top how many?
Top 3. Top 3
Okay.
names. Or even just 3 names, I think is good.
I think I got mine. They've all been said. I would say in order. Number 1 being probably the biggest pipe dream, Pete DeBoer. Number 2, I've got kind of a toss up between. So 2 and 3 are like a toss up between Woodcroft and Tortorella. I think I'd put Woodcroft above Tortorella just because like
Torts is going to be in your top 3.
I haven't
Even
seen,
Pete DeBoer, like he's your undisputed one.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like there's baggage.
They just interest me. They just
I-
all interest me.
DeBoer interests me because like he just goes and he has success. It's just it was an ugly exit. Like it was a really like he got pretty quickly banished from one of the most competent teams in the NHL. So like I think he's a great coach. Like I would do that. I don't know. Undisputed one, maybe.
Who would you? Well, who are you thinking instead?
I don't hate like I am a big fan of Michael Leone. I think he's in. I don't know. He's probably not number 1, but like 2 or 3 potentially. Like I do think we've gone down both roads, right? We had the young up and comer, multiple times. Like the first time head coach, we had the Phil Housley, we had the Don Granato, and we've done the other route. We've done Dan Bousman, we've done now Lindy Ruff. It's about finding the right coach, which I know is kind of a basic way of putting it, but I don't think it has to be a retread. Just go and get a great coach. I think DeBoer, I think that would be a good choice. I think someone just as quote unquote unexperienced as Leon would be also just as great. I do wonder about Woodcroft. Like, I don't know, is he on that Ducks staff? Is that where he got hired?
I
Is
didn't
he-
know he was still on a team.
I know-
He was on a team.
I thought he got hired by someone. I think he's with the Ducks. Yep, he's an assistant coach with the Ducks. So, doing good work over there, potentially. So that
I would think that'd be more of like an end of season hire then.
yeah,
And he's with a team right now, so
yeah, and they're having a great season, and it's his first season there. Yeah, so that one intrigues me, and then some of the college coaches, like, yeah, maybe,
David Carl.
do they get David Carl? Do they hire Nightingale's brother? I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, do they have the pull to get DeBoer? I just wonder. I feel like it's a big money deal too, potentially. I don't know. How much was his stock hurt by that exit? I don't know.
He's still a good coach and he has success. It's like,
Yeah.
First year.
but I
before.
can't just say that because Mike Babcock's exits weren't the best either.
I don't know. Was Pete DeBoer making Wyatt Johnston throw his teammates in 2 categories of they're trying their hardest right now and these guys aren't?
It's
And-
so wild what he did to Mitch Marner.
And going through a rookie's or someone's phone
Yeah.
after the offseason.
Or did he stop? Did Pete DeBoer stop? I don't know. Do they have any old? Well, I guess was Pavelski still there when he was coach? He might have been. Did he stop Pavelski from
Such
getting
a
to
dick
game?
move.
Did he stop Pavelski from getting to game 1500?
$14.99.
Man.
Not Pavelski.
Well,
wait,
I'm-
no. Okay.
I was just thinking
You're
of
making a
another.
comparison.
Yeah,
You're
I was
making
thinking
a
of another
comparison.
old guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess Leon or DeBur is like the top two, and then the third one's like a crapshoot. I don't know. Like would Jay McKee's like done good stuff. I know that obviously there's organizational ties here that would make some people roll their eyes, but it could be intriguing. It's interesting. And it'll be interesting to see, does Jarmo want immediate results? Because if he does, he'll go after, I think, a DeBur. He'll go after a Tortorella. He'll go after a retread. Or does he kind of want to work with a coach long term? You know? Like, you hire Michael Leon, like, I think you're looking long term there. Like, you really want to shape the team over a prolonged period. JP, top three?
You've said all the names. I don't.
All right.
I'm a little more hesitant on Leon because we also loved Seth Appert 2 years ago. So
I think he's a much better head coach. I do. I think you look at what he's done since he got here with the teams he's had. Like, even look at him right now. What the Sabres have kind of taken from them, and they're still doing pretty well. I don't know. I like him. All right. Moving along here. This one is from an Aaron West type on Twitter. Let's say on March 1st you are within 4 points of a playoff spot. What does the perfect trade deadline look like in that scenario?
Trading for a top six forward that's going to bring some juice in.
You're trading for a top six forward with 4 points out?
I mean, I know it'd probably be more in a controlled environment of, having maybe not a guy on like an expiring deal, maybe like kind of like a Quinn Hughes where maybe he's got like a year and a half type of deal left on his contract. So you can kind of have some justification if you're going to be moving that kind of an asset out of the organization. But something to help Tage Thompson in the top six. Like an elite winger or, I don't know, bring in another center. Something.
So Kiefer Sherwood for a first-round pick is what I'm hearing.
Isn't that the rumor already going around that Jarmo's
Andre
looking for
Palat
help?
it is, champ.
That he's looking for help up front?
Yeah, well, I think they said the Sabres were. And then now that Kekäläinen's in the seat, maybe they continue, maybe they don't. I don't know. I would be shocked if they made a trade relatively soon. But obviously, no, we're talking about the deadline right now.
I think it would have to be top six edition. I mean, that's really the only thing I could think of. I mean, defense theoretically is set unless you get rid of Byram. Then you got to make an addition there, but it probably is just adding another top six forward.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I think you know what my perfect trade deadline would look like.
Yep.
4 points out, I'm 100% trading Alex Tuck.
Hey, I just counted. As of March 1st, there would be 22 games left. The fourth of the season left. 4 points out.
You're not changing my mind. Not changing my mind.
I'm just saying.
He's still on the. He's still on the. I got 1
4
more,
points
man.
out. Like, you're not in the driver's seat. Why would you do it? I'm saying goodbye. And I'm surprised nobody's brought up like trading a Byram as well, or looking for like a legitimate top four defenseman.
I really think 4 points isn't that many to be out of. I think it also depends on how many teams you got to leapfrog.
Yeah, I feel like
congested it might be.
Given how bad the East is now, like if you're still 4 points out at that point, like how good are you? Like I still think you can make it, but like I'm trading.
I'm
Alex
saying
Tuck.
take the out even if if it's a weak year, just take the opportunity to trade for someone who's like really good.
It's an 8 point swing.
You can make another Josh Norris trade. Josh Norris was not a trade for last year.
Let's not trade. Let's not make another Josh Norris trade.
I'm just saying theoretical. Josh Norris wasn't a trade to add last year. It was a trade for the future.
Yeah, but that's just more hockey.
The same
moves.
concept. I don't know.
Like on a larger scale, you shouldn't be looking for a hockey trade. Like if they do a hockey trade with Tuck, that's very dumb.
I think that's fair.
Same thing with Byram. Like if you trade Byram it's like no, get a pick.
I don't know about that.
Get a pick. Why?
What?
Jonah's on the full.
What is
I got
Byram
one
gonna
more
get
wrinkle
you?
Than me.
Bowen Byram was nearly offer sheeted in the summer. He can give you a first round. You don't think the Vancouver Canucks would give up the Minnesota
Canucks,
first round pick?
The only team that we can think of for Byram, though.
Calgary. I know they probably wouldn't give you a first round pick, but like,
Yeah, they wouldn't.
You don't think some team would get stupid for Byram? You don't think he would fool anybody?
I don't know. I don't really care for picks.
I'm with you there, but I know.
You don't want to
they're
give
important
Kekäläinen
to
more
have.
ammo? Like, this isn't an Adams conversation anymore. This is ammo for Kekäläinen.
I mean, it's true, but I'm not looking to trade Alex Tuch for a pick. Like, there should be other stuff in it.
Well, obviously,
I feel like
I'm not saying Tuch. I said Byram for a pick.
Signify. I feel like if you do that with at least with a talk, you're signifying to the organization that like people are on the way out, and I think Tage is next. Hopefully not Dahlin.
Well, if you're 4 points out of a playoff spot, then maybe it's a good thing. If another team was buying, I'm glad. Maybe we'll just get into this conversation right now. Where's the Tuch question? Somebody asked him about Tuch.
I was about to say, did anybody? I think Jarmo was asked about it, and he said he wasn't involved in conversations. But then Tuch today said he has been involved. Did anybody else catch that?
I did catch that. Yeah.
So that stood out to me.
Yep. So this one from a StatHop12 on Instagram. Should they sign or trade Tuch? In my opinion, they should trade him if he wants 7 to 8 years. I guess I could live with a 4 to 5 year contract at $10.5 million AAV ish, but you can't just let him go free. You can't just let him go for free in July. I'm still all like, we haven't touched on it. So the report. I mean, I guess we opened with it, but. So Drager revealing on the Overdrive segment that Tuch is looking for more than Kempe on his deal. Does it change your mind at all? He's making 10.6. You're getting pretty close to $11 million. And I doubt it's not for 7 or 8 years.
I would not pay him that much.
I'm firmly in the camp of sign Alex Tuch, but I can't justify that kind of money for 8 years. I feel like 10 is my cutoff. I will give him 10 flat. And that
I don't even know, man.
I think I'm with you. I'm more in re-sign him and extend him, but the money that he is talking about is crazy.
I saw this floating around out there. Did you see Tuch how he's dropped skating burst percentiles this season?
Yeah, I think I either saw Rosie tweet about it or one of the other Buffalo Analytics guys talk about it, that his speed has declined significantly.
Yep. It was from Kevin. It was from Kevin. He's gone from 90th to 30th.
I've also seen a bunch of other RAPM charts that are
You got
what
it.
are they?
You got
are
it.
They,
You got it.
RAPM charts?
RAPM. You got it. You got it.
Charts.
You're speaking. Yeah, you're speaking nerd right now.
I'm trying. I saw other players who were extension eligible at his age who signed big deals with similar stats to what he's had this year. And I think it was like Kyle Oposo, Jeff Skinner, and there was one other guy. I can't remember who it is. I'm going to find it because they all had very similar looks, and the trajectories after they sign those deals don't look great. So,
yeah, I picked out this tweet from Matt Kopnak. Where is it?
Jonathan Huberdeau was the other one.
Yeah. Where is it? As it stands today, the Sabres' 5th highest cap hit next season is the dead money from the last guy they had to pay when he was facing UFA. Like, we went through the whole Skinner situation. Like, we went through this. It dropped off in a flash. He went from a career year to buyouts in a year.
I don't know. I feel like the
And if you're-
conversation around him is like he's 35 years old right now. He's 29. He's in his prime. It does like
But the hints might be there. Like the skating percentile. Listen, he's not. If it were up to Lindy Ruff to play the lineup he wanted to play, he's the third best right winger on the team. Tage is better, and Doan has been better.
Strange. I'm not against trading him. It just needs to be for the right return.
Well,
And
obviously.
I really don't think futures is something I'm interested in.
I just don't think it should be trade him no matter what. Which
I think this should be a situation where you package him, and what makes it tough is he's on an expiring deal, so it's almost something you can't do. But in a vacuum, it would be something like him plus for big name. That's something I'd be interested in doing.
I guess like in a perfect world, but I don't think like the reason I'm so for this is, I mean, A, I think the money in the term would suck. Like I just don't think they can do well on this contract. I don't. And B, look at the trade board. He will net you a haul, an absolute haul. He's going to be the number one name on the list if he's traded. And I just think that's too good of an opportunity to pass up while, like, yeah, he's 29. Like you're signing someone, like it hasn't worked since he's been here. I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand. Like, he's a great player. Like, you don't want to lose. He's a fan favorite. Like, I understand losing him. He is important to the team. But you just won, it's very early. But, like, you just won one of these trades 5 months ago
with a
that you didn't think was
GM.
possible.
With the different GM.
With a different GM. But you just won one of these deals 5 months ago. Like, it's doable. Right? Like, everybody talks about the departures. Like, you can't keep letting good players leave, because it's like Eichel and Reinhardt. It's like you only focus on the players that, yeah, they did well. But at the same time, you moved on from Peterka. You survived. You got great value out of it, seemingly. You let go of Casey Middlestat. You did pretty good in a vacuum. You let go of Jeff Skinner. You made the right decision. Like, I'm not scared of making this move.
I
You
just
shouldn't
feel
be
like Tuch's
scared.
So different from all those players you just mentioned, though.
Yeah, he's
has
older.
He has different aspects of his game too, though.
But he's
pretty
older
good
and more
defensively.
expensive.
He's great on the PK. All those other players you just mentioned were one-dimensional offensive players. You lose Tuck, you're losing a lot to your lineup.
Including cap space. Like $11 million potentially for a 29-year-old that's going to be playing on your second line.
Well, I agree, that's a lot. I'm not saying we should sign him for that much. I feel like you want to trade him no matter what, almost. Like, even if it's at $9 million, you'd want to trade him. And
It's true. Yeah, that's true. I won't
mean.
lie, but
That's
like,
what I'm against.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to keep him.
Cap's going up. We've said this for years. The cap's going up. So what's
Which means
that
it's
gonna be
more.
worth?
It's
$7
going to be.
million in
It's
5
going to be.
years?
Which means it's going to be more expensive to fix your team. Matthias Samuelson's contract,
You got
will
to
be
take
like-
at $7 million.
and he might be gone after this year.
No, I hope not, but
It'll be more expensive to fix your team too. Like it's all relative.
Should have signed him before the season.
Yeah, you should have done it
Thanks
then.
a lot.
That's
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
definitely
Any-
what it comes down to.
Anything double digits is like no less than like an F grade for me.
I think 10 is like max.
I think that, and yeah, I think that's like with perspective. Like this was a guy we were discussing like, hey, maybe they get him in the 8s in the summer, and it's like perspective changes everything. We're expecting 10.6 to 11. So like if they get 10, we're gonna be like, oh, what a great deal. Like no, that's gonna be a very bad deal for a 29-year-old. He's not on their first power play unit. He's not on their first line anymore. He's only getting older. Like, take advantage of this situation. Don't be like, of all the GMs, like you should be excited at like if they were to trade him, like Kekäläinen's the one that can nail this move. But like I don't want to. Keeping Tuck seems like a move out of desperation.
Everything. It sounds like he wants to re-sign him. I mean, it's not like he said anything.
I don't know.
You say that for appearances, but
well, I agree. But you could also say, we're evaluating the situation. He said we want to re-sign him. He's a great player, and we just need to find a number that makes sense. I think if he was more against it, he would say something like, "Yeah, we're evaluating."
And
that.
like Kekäläinen's contracts in Columbus were pretty brutal.
Well, the other thing is Tuck is really well liked. It's like if he leaves, it's like, is this going to signal?
And cry about it. Like I don't like. You've seen everybody else. What Alex Tuck is going to be the reason you leave? Really?
Jarmo talked about culture. Isn't Alex Tuck one of the biggest proponents of our culture right now?
Is that the culture you want?
What do you mean?
Like sucking the cap space dry?
I don't know. I mean,
like we started this rebuild with Adams, like doing the opposite of that, signing good deals, doing it early, setting yourself up for the sustainable success that Kekäläinen's been talking about. And I don't think there's anything about an Alex Tuck deal that screams sustainable, that helps your team achieve that. I don't. It's a new team. It's a new era. And you're building a new group, I think, like to an extent. Like, I don't know. Like if I'm I think LA Kings fans like should feel terrible about that Kempe deal. It's 10.6 while like I know their core's in a much different place, but like still I just don't we see teams make mistakes like this all the time. I feel like you have a chance here to take advantage of the fact he'll be the most coveted player on the trade board. And you have an out to tying yourself into double-digit figures for potentially a second-line player in his 30s.
The other thing I don't understand is I get he's got this Kempe comp, but I feel like everywhere I see all of these numbers and figures rumors coming from, the rest of the league is in the same thought process as we are, as in like, why would he be asking for that much? He does not deserve that much. I'm sure other teams, free agency, whenever he's looking for a new contract, is any of these teams going to give him that money?
I don't know. I think so.
I don't know.
I think they would. I think they would. I think if you trade him to a team like Dallas and like Robertson's asking for 12 plus more, like do you just buckle down and give Tuck $10 million? Right?
Maybe.
And that's the thing. Like with Buffalo, he has all the leverage in the world. Like he can ask for whatever he wants and not be told no. If he goes to Dallas, if they trade him to, I don't know, like it's funny that one of the questions is about potential Tuck trade packages. I'll read that off now that we're in the Tuck conversation. Let's see. Well, one was from JD Buffalo. What are a couple Tuck trade packages you think would make sense for both sides? And it's like, I was texting you guys over the last few days, or I just texted you yesterday. Like, it's very funny. I think the best players you could get in a Tuck deal, realistically, that are like similar to a Josh Doan, I think they're all in the division. It's very funny.
Yeah, I remember the player you texted me about.
Yeah, like I think like if the Leafs have been looking for forward help forever. If you traded him there, like Easton Cowan has been very I think he's playing great for them. 20 years old.
You want to build a team of a bunch of dogs that can't put the puck in the net.
I was going to say, how many dogs do we need?
Like all the charts look great, which is awesome.
I think
at the end of the day,
I'm
need
like
some pure goals.
I think like
team.
Mackie Samoskevich for Florida.
10 points.
Like if Florida wanted to go all in one last time, could you pry that out of them? Marco Kasper, like does Detroit maybe want to up it a little bit?
You're listing a bunch of mid, dude.
What are you talking about?
I think Tuck clears those.
Look, like we just did this with Josh Doan. We just did it. This should be the goal. You look for an undervalued. young
I
player.
don't want to look for the bargain bin guys. I want to go out and I want to get someone who's established.
What's going on
And I
with
know you
Marco
might not
Kasper?
find that with a Tuck trade, but like I don't know anyone. Elias Pettersson comes to mind again.
That's a pipe dream. Like now he's got like I love the guy, like I do, but like how realistic is that? What's more realistic? Trade
It's
Tuck.
not, but it's like how many more times are we going to do the thing where it's like you're trading for a project again?
It's not a project. Josh Doan is one of the best. Josh Doan should be making a case for Team USA at this point with how good he's been. He's been your best player.
I know, but you don't get that lucky every time you make that trade. It's like what
Is
did
it
we
luck,
expect?
though?
What did we expect Josh Doan to be when we traded for him?
I think less than what he is, but like
right.
But he wasn't the main piece. Like all of this is like on top of the fact we think Kesselring is going to be great. You don't think the Sabres could look at what they did with Peterka, and like you're telling me you don't think they could do something similar with Tuck?
I just don't like the process. I didn't like the process of the Peterka trade. I just don't like the mindset of we're trading a guy who's important to the team, who was I think very recently leading the team in points for a reset of a player who's younger, which is fine, but also needs work. It's like it doesn't spell sustainability to me. It just seems like we're running on a hamster wheel.
I don't know. It to me it feels like you're taking control of the situation. That's what it is to me. I feel like I feel like in the span of 5 months, like you saw the difference in what you want out of an Alex Tuck trade. You have the Peterka route and you got the Dylan Cousins route. I feel like if you trade him, that's the two scenarios you could wind up in.
They're both basically hockey trades, though, and you said you don't want a hockey trade.
I don't think Peterka is really a hockey trade.
How is it not a hockey trade? It was player for players.
A hockey trade's 1-for-1.
I mean, looking the day we covered that trade, we basically thought it was that. We're like, oh, we got Michael Kesselring, and they threw in Josh Doan, and we were like, why didn't we get any picks?
I don't think we call Doan a throw-in per se. Like we viewed the Cousins trade as a 1-for-1. We viewed it as Norris for Cousins, which is basically what it was.
Marco Kasper would be interesting because for whatever reason, it seems like Detroit hates him. Dude has 4 points and is playing on the fourth line right now.
Yeah, he's like his on-ice shooting percentage is like 4% this year. He's having unbelievably bad luck. It's a sophomore slump.
Like I don't want. I get you're taking control of the situation, but it's like moving a guy out. You're fixing the age thing, which is good. But again, it's like we have an Isaac Roseanne over here. I know. Listen, I know some of these guys aren't as good as Marco Kasper. But it's like you have prospects, you have these other guys that you're working to develop. It's like
do you though? Hold on.
Roster.
And this is my other thing with restocking, like a little bit. Do you have prospects? Plural.
Hellenius, Rose, and Osland.
Mertka, Wahlberg. There's other guys.
Like Wahlberg. Like Wahlberg's okay, but like, what is he going to be for you? Like, what's Victor Nuchev going to be for you? What's what are they really going to be? You've got Mertka, you've got Hellenius in my mind. Roseanne, like he's not playing for this team. He's not going to. They would have done it by now. You have two guys, one of which is still a project and a ways away. And yeah, Hellenius is great, but like how many of those do you have?
I just don't want to continuously kick this can down the road like I feel like we've been doing the past. Well, it feels like we've been doing it the past few years, but Kevin Adams makes so few moves, and they were so spread out. It kind of messes with my own timeline, but it just seems like it's just a cycle of young guys in, give them time, wait to develop. The team sucks. Next year rolls around, same thing. It's like how many more times are you going to do this?
Well, and we haven't brought this up yet. You trade Tuck. Your team automatically becomes that much younger again. Does Jarmo want to keep up with this young team It's not. I was gonna say narrative. It's not even a narrative. I mean, we've been the youngest, one of the top three youngest teams in the league.
Columbus
for
kind
like
of
5
became
years.
that. Fantilli made the league. They had Fantilli, Chinikov, Matejchuk. They had Jirasek made the league kind of young before they traded him. Ken
I
Johnson.
agree, but that was after a rebuild.
I mean, I
basically.
think the year the Sabres, like the 22-23, I'm pretty sure Columbus was the next team.
Yeah, but weren't. I mean, they were still rebuilding, weren't they? Like we're trying to compete now. Like when they were a cup contending team in 2019. Like what did that roster look like?
I don't care for the age thing. All of our worst players continue to be the older guys.
I agree. I don't care.
You're just
but
not finding
I'm
the right
saying maybe
players.
Jarmo would care. I mean, it's been a narrative around this team for years now.
It's like,
I don't know. It doesn't scare
our
me.
Our older players are the worst players, and it's Jordan Greenway who you traded for like nothing to get. And yeah, it's like if you want to win in this league, you have to find the right combination of skill, age, and like it's got to be a mix. The whole team can't be 24 years old. It's not gonna work. It never has worked ever. You got to find the right balance of age and skill. You got to find older vets that are still on their second deals, on UFA deals that like they earned, and they're point producers. You got to find these guys, and you got to. I don't know if you have to try and convince them to waive their no trade, no move clause. That might be an issue, but it's a balance. It's like I can't. It doesn't work being a team average of like 25 years old. Has there been a team that's been uberly competitive at that age? I really can't think of one.
Montreal did it.
It made the playoffs.
Well, they're gonna get older. I don't know.
I'm just
Does-
saying,
like
it
youth,
doesn't-
the
it
youth
doesn't-
thing
it
doesn't
very-
scare
it
me.
doesn't-
The
it's
best
not-
team
it's not
we've
sustainable
watched.
strategy.
The best team we've watched in the last 14 years was a team of toddlers. They were the youngest team, and they had a 40-year-old skewing the average.
Wasn't most of the team on like a shooting bender anyway? Is it sustainable hockey?
Are we discrediting 22-23 now?
No.
Is that where we've gotten?
I'm not trying to discredit it. I'm just Jarmo's talking about building sustained success, and I don't think a team of 24-year-olds like what Montreal has screams that. It's a balancing act.
Well, I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think a 29-year-old who's going to be 30 when his deal kicks in is earning double digits is going to be the solution to that. I don't think that's the balance.
No, I'm not saying it is either. Like I think he should be making $9 million at most. Just if you're gonna move him, I'm just kind of, maybe I'm just like exhausted by it. Like just the consistent stream of quality vets leaving, and we have our shit vets, and then we have just unproven talent that takes time. It doesn't spell success.
All right, let's move on from this. I think we've spent
We were
more.
talking for a while. Oh my god!
I think we spent more than enough time.
Episode.
Let's see. This one's from Joel McAndrew on Instagram. What is the deal with Kulik? Is he done with this? Is he done for the season? We don't really know. When he went out with the whole blood clot thing, which maybe you don't know, he had a blood clot. We knew Lindy said he hoped to get him back at some point this season. He hasn't skated yet, so I think we're still a ways off. Like, just let that whole thing play out. I don't even know what recovery looks like for something like that.
Yeah, me neither.
You're just happy the guy's alive after going through that.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on. Here's a fun one. This one's from Alyssa on Twitter. What food/drink item do you want KeyBank to start offering or to bring back?
Offering or bring back?
You know my answer. Buffalo chicken pizza. Keep it around full long the whole year.
It's a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back the Dominator because I never got a chance to try it.
Might still be there, is it not?
Is it like a mystery? Someone's
don't
got to
know.
figure this out because I haven't.
They probably took it out of rotation.
I love mac and cheese. I would love just a dedicated mac and cheese stand, other than it only being at the barbecue place.
All right.
I think that's a good answer. This one, keeping with the arena, this one's from Tage and a Slug on Twitter. What arena renovations would you like?
Seats.
How long do we want this episode to go? Yeah, seats, number 1. Number 2, new updated concourse.
All right, we've talked a lot about this before. What about like any ideas for like something new that like you think KeyBank could put in place that's like realistic?
They don't.
Maybe some alum
They don't use the
statues.
patio outside at all.
They don't. Yeah. I think there's definitely a few statues that could be done.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing a Hasek statue. We still don't have a Rick Jenneret statue.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to bring back the Buffalo Hall of Fame back into KeyBank Center.
Yeah, I was gonna say more history.
Yeah, more yeah.
An additional Sabre stand, so it's not just one, and the line's 45 minutes long. I still haven't gotten one. I might if I go Saturday, I'm gonna get one.
Sabretooth. Get him his house back.
Give him his house back.
Yep, definitely need a new Sabretooth house.
He's homeless. He had that couch during COVID, but that was it.
He also asks, Sabre Report group meetup at which game? ?
Oh boy.
Oh man,
We should get to a game together. We should. We got to do one by the end of the season.
have we overlapped at a game yet this season?
I don't think we have. We definitely would have meet up if that was the case. Well, I don't know. Maybe we didn't want to see you. Be seen with you.
I do need to still have the Parm Thompson, and I know Christian will have it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got to do the Parm Thompson at a game.
Why will I have it with you, JP?
Well, why do you think?
It's pretty. It's pretty.
Why
That's
you
mean.
say that as you have Christian's Cafeteria as a
It's true.
segment?
It's pretty good. I personally didn't like how much cheese there was on it, but I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty delicious.
I need to have
The
it
bread is
before
good.
maybe it's gone next year.
It's definitely worth a try.
Yeah. We will definitely try to get to a game. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sit in the nosebleeds with all our common folk. JP and I living in luxury in the 100s with our seasons. Let's see. Speaking of food, this one is from Jay Chezo on Instagram. Would JP still eat
boy.
chicken tenders if they had sesame seeds on them? If they had sesame seeds on them.
I don't know.
Even just one?
here's
Like
the
if there was
thing,
one, would you throw it in the trash?
No, you see, I'm not completely against sesame seeds. That's the thing.
I think you are.
No. You know, I like sesame chicken. Like, if I'm having Chinese, I'll get sesame chicken. That has sesame seeds on it. Now, sometimes there's too many, but I'm not completely against sesame seeds. I'm completely against sesame seeds on pizza. That's what I'm against.
All
And if they were to mess with my chicken tenders, I would also be completely against that. So,
This question is from Jesse. Will Christian ever allow guests on Christian's Cafeteria?
I'm always open to a guest. Got to get Jesse back. I heard he found his mic, so.
I asked him to come on with one of the episodes you were out. I asked him to come on, and I think I got ghosted, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I blame that on you, actually, because you ghosted him.
I know. I was about to bring that up. A little bit of revenge on his end.
All right, back into hockey talk. This one is from Kyle Zeminski. What does a deal look like for Benson and Doan?
I kind of want to use McLeod as like a comp.
I was gonna
For
say the
both?
same thing.
Not for both. I want to say for Doan.
Really?
A little-
I feel like that's
No.
Oh, okay.
I want to say for
Okay.
Doan a
I'll
little
let you
bit
finish.
more. I want to say Doan. I would sign him to longer than 5 years. I would say Benson. You try to give him the Stankoven deal, but I think we're past that. I think he's getting more than that. And Josh Doan, I feel like
like
he
how
would
much
kinda
more?
not much, but maybe like 7.
Is it a full mil more? I don't know.
6 by 6. That's what I'd give both of them.
I think
Yeah, I
Doan's.
wouldn't hate that.
I think Doan's taking to the bank a little bit more than that.
You think he's gonna get like maybe give Doan like a 7 by 8?
I think he might touch 8 if you go long term, and I would. I don't see any reason why not to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's also interesting because like they haven't gone 7 or 8 years on a guy since Power. Was that the last guy?
Mm-hmm.
And that was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
do they have interest in doing full 8 years? I hope so. They should. I could see like, depending on how Benson's points end up this season, like he's on a great pace, but like maybe he falls a bit short and wants to bridge himself. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
Could
see any
a
reason.
Benson Bridge, yeah.
I don't see any reason why Doan shouldn't be inked to the longest deal as possible. I would do an 8 by 8. I would.
Then he would right there and then be your highest paid forward. That's
Yeah.
something else.
Wow,
I was
yeah, he
gonna-
would.
Not to rehash a Tuck conversation. We have no forwards over $8 million right now. Like Tage is at a bargain. Josh Norris is actually your highest paid forward right now. Like you have some other. You don't have any crazy forward deals. You just really have Darlene.
Yeah, but then like Tuck kind of sets the bar. Like, hey, if you sign Tuck to $11 million, what does Doan start asking for?
8.
Yeah. Does he ask for up to 9, and then maybe does he bridge himself? Because he knows those UFA years they'll pay for. Like I feel like the snowball effect could be legitimate.
6
know.
by 5 or 6 for Benson. 7 by 7 for Doan.
He also asked, do you think Kulik is going to be a long-term player?
I unfortunately thought about that the other day. I mean, unfortunately, because he's in a tough situation where you probably miss a whole season and you kind of get forgotten about because you start to have other plans. I mean, Noah Ostlund has been awesome with us, and that would be a similar role with Kulik. So it is a unfortunate circumstance for him, but that is something I have thought about. What happens with them now?
Mm-hmm. That would be. It's going to be
It's
interesting.
a full year of not playing hockey and of development.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see like if he has like a Quinn, like when Quinn came back after the injuries at the end of the season, like looked pretty good, and like we discussed that summer about going long term. Like I feel like Kulik will be an interesting conversation on July 1st because he'll be eligible for an extension, and like you will not be able to get him for less than at that moment. So it's like, do you take that gamble? But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully he's back, and it sounds like they have hope he will be. So we shall see. I mean, yeah, it definitely changes the complexion of the center spine. Now that I know Ostlund, they've moved to the wing with Norris, but you know when he gets back, does Lindy move Tage back to wing again? I don't know.
We didn't mention that when we were talking about the games,
Mm-hmm.
that he was put back to center, and he's now scored in 4 straight games?
4 straight. Yep. 4 straight.
Keep
Would
him
have
Keep
would
him
have 6
there.
in 4 games if the league didn't disallow 2 goals.
Yeah,
True.
keep him there.
All right. This one from Sean Taylor. If there's one top 6 forward you could have Jarmo trade for, who would each of you want? Elias Pettersson, next question.
I was gonna say Elias Pettersson.
What about like slightly more realistic though?
Uh,
Jason Robertson.
Jason
No.
Roberts.
I did think of him, but he's not more realistic. But his name is out there.
I don't want to think of anything more realistic. I want to live in delusion. Jason Robertson and Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like guys without trade clause. Like it's some of the guys I brought up for talk. Like if you, like Casper, I would categorize as like a top 6 forward. Sam Miskevich, I would too. I don't know, top 6. Like there's just nobody. It would be a young guy because like you gotta find a player without trade protection right now. So I don't know if there is one, which is funny because we mentioned Pettersson and he has a full no move.
I am sure he would be fine with leaving the Canucks if they're going to rebuild.
Yeah,
That's true.
you would hope like anytime we talk about Pettersson, you would hope he's literally just so in favor of a fresh start, he will go anywhere. See, I don't know if I have another answer right now. Let's see. This one is from Brandon Lukumsky. Do you actually believe in what Jarmo said in the press conference? Will what he said will happen, or do you just think this is one of the stunts where Terry told him to say that?
I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm in believe it when I see it mode, but I will take him at face value and say I trust you.
I trust him.
I believe
too,
it.
Yeah.
I think you kind of have to right now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one was from like a few people. Who else should the Sabres move off of? I feel like we kind of brought that up. I think Christian had the whole list. Quinn, Byram, Greenway, Krebs if you want.
UPL.
Like it's UPL too. Eventually, maybe.
Now.
Yeah, don't think we have anything else to add there. This one from Grant on Twitter. Very interesting one. Now that Kekäläinen's in charge, the hypothetical situation of Tage asking for a trade after this season, do you think he stays to see how the new era of the Buffalo Sabres goes, or do you think he still might ask out sooner rather than later?
I think it extends at least another year. I mean, I feel like even Dahlon's comments today, he was like, I'm looking forward to the future now. Where, like,
Damn.
Obviously, we were
He
kind
did.
of saying Dahlin, like, could maybe ask for a trade if stuff really goes bad. Now he's saying he's looking towards for the future. He has confidence in Jarmo, it seems like. I feel like it might extend it a little. I mean, unless
it's
this
purely
season goes off the
results-based.
rails, yeah.
Yeah.
It still is results-based.
I still
but-
think even if he's missed, and I also think if he goes to the Olympics, possibly wins a gold medal. Like if he's playing big boy hockey in front of the entire world, and he comes back to Buffalo and they barely can scrape into the playoff race and miss again, I think he'll look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hopefully it's not another messy breakup, but
yeah,
only
I do
time will
think
tell.
it's results based, like Christian said.
It's completely results based, yeah.
All right, last two. This one's from Alex Jones. If we make the playoffs this year, who gets the credit? Adams or Kekäläinen? I do think it's a great question. How people will view that.
Well, I think the players should get the credit first and foremost, but secondly, I mean, I guess I can't pick one specifically. I'd have to kind of give them both credit. I mean, Adams was here when some of this roster was constructed, and but Jarmo taking over, if they do get pushed into the playoffs, it would push them over the top. I feel like this is kind of teetering on like, well, if I said Adams, why would they have fired him? At the end of the day, this is a business. It's a results-based business. He didn't make the playoffs for 5 straight years, and it wasn't working. It's like if you're just not getting the job done, you got to make a change.
I think the standings might have changed since Monday when Kevin actually got fired, but right now, with Kevin Adams leaving, we're 26th in the league. I think if we make the playoffs, it could very well be because of moves that Jarmo makes. And I still have faith in this roster. We've said that this could be a playoff team. But I think with how Kevin was treating it with the 3 goalies, setting Oslin down, I think Jarmo will at least have a better handling of that as well. So I guess we'll have to see if Jarmo makes any big moves, if he makes any changes. But, I mean, Kevin has made good moves. He was part of building this roster, so he will, if we make the playoffs this year, he should definitely get some credit. But his entire tenure, we've been a 24th ranked team in the league. We're 26th right now. I think if we make the playoffs, it might more be because of moves that Jarmo makes.
All right, last one. Kind of the same topic. This one's from Joe OB. When are we getting part 2 of the Drought Iceberg? And this one's from Levi Palmer. What comes first? Sabres win the cup or the Drought Iceberg series is finished?
It's all you, John.
Man, I know. Look, it's been a crazy few months. I have not made great progress on part 2. I do, once the new year starts, I really do want to put a good effort into it, especially once the Olympic break happens and we don't have any Sabre stuff going on. I will also say there's also something else I've been working on for TSR to launch around the Olympic break. So that's kind of been in the back of my mind as well. But part 2, it's gonna happen before at least the end of this. I don't think you'll have to wait too long for part 2. I don't. I think the summer will be interesting to see how much I can get done. But we'll see.
Hey, I hope so too. Obviously, a big fan of it. I just want to say, I think earlier or before the season even started, you said how you're gonna try and finish 1 per month. And obviously,
yeah, that didn't happen.
I told you that was unrealistic.
All right, a lot's been going on in my life behind the scenes. So
I understand, but you took this on yourself. You made this a 10-tier iceberg. So
the team made it a 10-tier iceberg.
You made it a 10-tier.
And more entries are being added as we go. Hopefully,
no.
Yeah, hopefully.
The playoffs.
Well, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. But
if they make the playoffs, none of this counts.
I'm just being realistic. So yeah, and I will keep you guys updated. I promise. I know and people have been asking about it, so you won't have to wait too long for the next part. I do promise that. All right. I think that's all the questions that I really gathered. Thank you for sending those. I mean, hold on. I can maybe check because I did send one out towards the start of the show, just in case people want to get any late entries in here. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else we need to touch on. Thank you guys for sending those in. Sorry if we didn't get to all of them. There were a lot. I tried to bunch any that were similar, as you probably heard. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll keep the past ones in mind. All right, Christian, welcome to your first 2-hour plus podcast. I think we still, I don't know. We had a Christian's Cafeteria sort of planned. We could push it off. It's not a true tried and true stadium one, but the people might want it. They might get mad.
It's not, honestly. I was gonna say I could just briefly touch on it. All I wanted to say in this segment was, if you go to Canada, the Canadian Tim Hortons is miles and miles and miles and miles better than United States Tim Hortons. Breakfast food wise, kind of similar. Same pastries, same breakfast sandwiches, bagels, all that stuff. But you go to lunch, they got flatbreads, garlic bread. They got crazy wraps and stuff. I had a chicken cilantro wrap. It had rice, beans.
If
all
they had
stuff
that
in,
in America, it would be dangerous for you.
Yeah, but also they have protein coffees. They have the Tim's Boosts they have down here. They have a wider variety of them. Mm-hmm. They have these different all these different smoothie flavors. It's just so much better. So much better. That's honestly that I didn't have any stadium food review, so just wanted to say.
Well, tell people what you were doing in Canada.
I was in Toronto. I went up to Toronto with my girlfriend. We went to this Christmas village up in the Distillery District, and while I was up there, I also got to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame for the first time in about 10 years.
Very
got
cool.
a picture with the cup. Did not touch it. No bad vibes.
Wow.
No bad vibes. Did not touch it.
I was there recently, and I did. Put my hands all over it.
Jonah. I didn't touch it, but it was with a lot has changed in 10 years, except for like the main room with all the trophies and the bank vault with the rings and the bands and all that stuff. Very cool experience. Definitely get up. Toronto's not that far away. It was a very short drive. Was very surprised, but it was a lot of fun. It was a fun 24 hours.
All right. Thank you for that, JP. Let's get this weekly preview over with and get the hell out of here.
I'll try and cruise through this. I was, if you noticed earlier in the episode, I was typing stuff. I realized I made this as of Sunday, and there's games been played since then, so I actually had to update some stuff. So hopefully it's all actually updated, but I'll try and cruise through this. Sabres played 3 games this week. They play Philly Thursday, Islanders Saturday, and New Jersey on Sunday. Philly is tomorrow night, Thursday at 7:30. This is an ESPN Plus and Hulu game. If you're going to the game, it's a throwback Thursday, black and red night, so they will be wearing the goat heads. Flyers 17-9-6, third in the Metro. They were on a 3-game losing streak, but they did beat Montreal last night, and they beat us 2 weeks ago 5-2. Their power play is 26, penalty kill is 12th. The goaltenders, Samuel Urson is a Sabres killer. He's 4-1 against us with a .917 save percentage and a 1.86 goals against.
Just means
this guy has an .887 career save percentage, and he is at .870 percentage this year. He's not that good of a goalie in the NHL, but he is a Sabres killer, so I would expect him to start against us. But Vladar has been awesome. He's 12-5-3, .910. He is 8th in the league in goal save above expected. Injuries, Rasmus Ristolainen is still out. I think he's supposed to maybe return next week. And also Tyson Forrester was just placed on the IR and will be out until February. Zegras is at 14 goals, 19 assists in 32 games. Konechny is 29, Dvorak has 23, and Tippett has 20. Mishkov is 8 goals and 10 assists in 32 games. I don't know if anybody saw his one breakaway attempt last week. It was one of the slowest breakaways I've seen for a 22-year-old. Yeah. Former Sabre, Risto hasn't played a game, and Delorier, I think, has played like 1 or 2 games.
Risto's back. Risto played against Montreal. I did see.
He did? Okay, there you go.
He did,
so
yeah.
He's
yeah.
back.
I got to find the Zegras had like a funny quote about him. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they beat Montreal. He bullied Timodov into the boards. Trevor Zegras on Rasmus Ristolainen's play in his return to the Flares lineup. Phenomenal. Double nickels. He's an absolute moose out there.
He is a...
So it is a Risto revenge game.
Yeah, he is back. Okay, that's good to know. They were saying, last time I looked, it was expecting to return the 20th, so I guess he's finally back. Key to the game is don't let Sam Ersing beat you again. And keep the winning streak going. I mean, we're on a 3-game win streak. Let's make it a 4-game win streak. Then we play the Islanders Saturday at 5. This is a home game, and this is our Home for Holidays night at the arena. There will be holiday-themed promotions, activities, and content. The first 7,500 fans will get a holiday ornament, so get there early if you're going to the game. The Islanders are 19-12-3, second in the Metro. They were on a 3-game win streak, but they did lose to Detroit yesterday. They do play Vancouver at 7 at home on Friday, so we will have the second half of a back-to-back advantage Saturday, as they do also have to travel, and it's a 5 o'clock game, so it's not even 24-hour difference. It's kind of a short break for them. Power play is 24th, PK is 11th. Elias Rokrin is doing the thing he does best. He's 12-9-2, 9-10 save percentage, 2.52. He's second in the league in goal save above expected, only behind Logan Thompson. And David Rittich is their backup, and he's actually having a pretty good year too, with a 9.05 and 22nd in the league goal save above expected. I have not checked the injuries. Obviously, since Risto's back, I didn't check that today. Bo Horvat was day-to-day, but should return this week, so he might already be back. Semyon Varlamov and Ethan Bear on the IR might be back later this December. Alexander Romanov is likely out for the season, and Pierre Engvall and Kyle Palmieri are both out for the season. So it's a little impressive. They've quite a few guys out, and they're still second in their division. Bo Horvat is leading the team with 19 goals and 12 assists. Barzell has 26 points, and Anders Lee has 21 points. Matthew Schaefer has been awesome this year. I mean, he's been better than anyone would have expected in his first year. He has 9 goals and 14 assists. 5 of those goals and 5 of those assists are on the power play, so he's definitely doing very good on the power play, and he's definitely the current favorite for Rookie of the Year. They have no former Sabres. My key of the game is to keep the puck out of the net because it's going to be tough to score on Ilya Sorokin, so it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. So play some good defense and try and get 2 or 3 in on Sorokin if he is the starter.
Classic Islanders hockey.
Yep. And then the Sabres play at New Jersey Sunday at 7 p.m. The Bills play at 1, so we will have hopefully another one Buffalo day. Devils are 18-14-1, 5th in the Metro. They beat Ottawa and Anaheim this past week and lost to Tampa and Vancouver. They did beat us 5-0 the day after Thanksgiving, so hopefully we will be doing better than that. They play Vegas tonight. They're probably halfway through that game right now, and Utah on Friday. So we have the second half of a back-to-back disadvantage since they do not play Saturday. Their power play is 9th, penalty kill is 25th. Their goalies are Jake Allen and Jacob Markstrom. Allen has a 9.07. He's 28th in the league in goal save above expected. And Markstrom is having a pretty rough year. He's 8th worst in the league with goal save above expected and has an 8.74. Timo Meier and Simon Nemec are day-to-day, but should be back this week. Brett Pesce, Evgeny Dadonov, Mark McLaughlin, and Zach McEwen should return late December. Jonathan Kovacevic and Jack Hughes should return early January, so Hughes is still out. Reminder, he got hurt at a dinner with Frank the Tank. One of the big storylines with New Jersey is they just missed out on the Quinn Hughes sweepstakes.
I saw. So I don't know if you saw today. It's like obviously there was theorizing that like they needed to clear cap to do it, and they couldn't. So I guess a reporter asked Andre Palat if he had been asked to waive, and he said no. The same reporter asked Dougie Hamilton, and he did not say yes or no. So I think you have your answer there. They definitely tried to move Dougie Hamilton and could not do it.
And he's having a slow year, so I'm actually not too surprised by that.
Yeah. I think he's still pretty good, but
yeah,
it's definitely a trade-off you make for Quinn. And they couldn't get it done.
Oh, well, that's for sure. I mean, they were obviously at least. I mean, they have Luke Hughes and they have Jack Hughes.
They were the team. Like there was like
talked about. They were the favorite.
They were like I would have told you there was like a 99% chance he goes there.
Yeah. And the one rumor that came out is that Quinn didn't want to put Luke in a bad spot with being traded there. Luke Hughes has 3 goals and 15 assists in 33 games, but obviously Quinn Hughes, best defenseman in the league. Luke Hughes is trying to make his presence known in the league as a defenseman. So that was another rumor
not
that
the
came
worst
out.
defenseman in the league. Yeah.
Yeah. So just interesting tidbit. Because obviously they were the favorites and they missed out. So, Jesper Bratt has 6 goals and 23 assists in 33 games. Nico Hischier has 10 goals and 16 assists. Meyer has 23 points and Mercer has 22. Simon Nemec has 18 points and 31, having a pretty good season, at least points-wise. And Dougie Hamilton only has 8 points in 29 games. They have no former Sabres. My key of the game is don't get shut out like last game. And we will be on the second half of back-to-back, so try to at least get a point. And who knows? Could be extending into a 6-game win streak. So
Potentially.
we shall see. Let's try and take 2 out of 3 this week. Once again, we got Sabres at home versus Philly Thursday at 7:30. This is a Goathead night. Sabres at home against Islanders Saturday. This is their holiday theme night. And then at New Jersey Sunday at 7.
All right. Thank you for that. Sabres hockey's back. Actually, as we're recording this, it is past midnight. So happy game day. We're back. First game of the Kekäläinen era is tonight. Hopefully it kicks off with a bang and the vibes continue to roll on. So, we will talk to you guys probably Monday, given that they play Sunday night. So until then, thank you very much for listening. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter at The Sabre Report, also on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook at The Sabre Report. If you listen to this on YouTube, thank you very much for listening. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought down in the comments down below across all of the different topics that we covered. Stay tuned for our friends over at the Buffalo Sports Talk podcast. They should be releasing their recap of the big Bills win over the Patriots any day now. So they do great stuff, and it should be a great episode. So yeah, other than that, thank you guys very much for listening. Take care, and as always, go Sabres.
Go Sabres.
Go Sabres.